tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC till the end, so go on tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kop-Ish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Cal chopping all the fast match, chopping real rap and drifty go on tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool till the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kop-Ish. This is Kop-Ish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kop-Ish.
What's going on, people? What's going on? It's a madness. It's Monday Night Live, Monday Night Show. Just can't be bothered, bruv, honestly. But we got a show to do. Big up everyone in the arena. Smash the like button, subscribe, on the road to 40K. All that good stuff. Make sure you get us there, people. Bruv, it's peak right now. But we move. We move, innit? We move. There's nothing we can do, innit? There's nothing we can do right now. This vex right now. But big everyone in the arena. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let's try and get through this show as best as we can. We have a lot to discuss. Big up Drift in the background, who should be ready hopefully shortly. Cal is on his way. Unfortunately, I'm only able to do an hour today, though, chat. Do apologize. I've got a few things sorted out, so I'll only be here for about an hour or so. Also, let me try and bring out the vibes, though, because this video is sponsored by okjersey.com, where you can get your football jerseys for £15. Make sure you use the code Kopish and get 8% off. Not only that, people, today is a new day. Today is not yesterday. And we can't just rest on our laurels and just be sitting there like how I was for a minute ago, just, you know what I mean, feeling sorry for ourselves. We can't do that. We're Liverpool Football Club. We've got standards. We've got to keep on moving forward. Because either way, it's going to work out. We're either going to go on a run of games and win games, and the manager's fine, or the manager is going to lose his dressing room, and the fans, if you haven't already, and he's going to get sacked. So either way, something will happen. It will work out 100%. We're Liverpool Football Club. No one is bigger than the club. Remember that. So no matter what you're feeling today, it can change. We got a game tomorrow. No, Wednesday, Frankfurt. Watch out for the preview. That'll be tomorrow, by the way. So make sure. But big up everyone in the arena, though. Let me reel off some of the names that I can see right now. Big up Chicken Gaming, Football Gossiper, Drunk Virgo, Ricky, Andre, Dawn and Dust, Star Dazing, Larry, LFC Network, you never walk alone 2.0, Abdulaziz, Lewis, Florian. Big up Yard, just going on my killie. Big up Liam. Big up Simon. Big up that guy Banter, LFC Shankly. On oh my days, bro. Andrew, right? Is that Gooner Lee in the chat? Good, is that the real Gooner Lee? I don't know if that's the real one because it's just got GL. Big up John Conway. 7 Forces, big up Alexander, big up E. Taylor, big up Connoisseur, big up all of you guys, man. Just entering the arena. All right, big up my other killie, big up Ends. What's going on, my broski? Family tree, big up Ends, man. Big up Ale, big up Ali. Yeah, I hear it. Everyone's vexed. But listen, everyone's vexed. I hear it. Everyone's angry. And you know what? I know. This is how we feel right now, innit?
Mom. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama.
That's us right now, innit? That's us. Let's keep it a buck, innit? That's us right now. I can't lie. Everything's just going wrong. Calling for help. Ain't nothing happening, bro. Ain't no one gonna help us unless we help ourselves. You know them ones there. Don't even wanna laugh, bro. I know a lot of you guys are gonna do this to slot in it.
Hey,
You lot just want to punch up Slot. Because I'm not going to lie, even I do right now as well. Man's moving like some amateur, bro. It is so jarring, bro. So jarring. So jarring. But you know what, though? One thing that I feel like we need to do is get behind the manager and
Pause.
this is pause. This is probably this is our worst sort of this is honest. Look, this is the worst tenure that we've ever seen under his reign. It's the worst thing that we've seen under his leadership. Yeah. If you're a true Liverpool fan, in my opinion, you've got to support the team when they're winning. I think it's a background noise. Yeah, got to support the team when we're winning, and you got to support the team when you're losing, in even its worst state. You understand? We have to do that, chat. So there's some background noise. I think it might be drift. You know. Yeah, it was drift. Let's mute his mic for a bit. And this is what people need to understand. This is what we need to do.
Honest blood. La, 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 la. Honest blood. La, 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 la.
And I get it. You don't want to force it. I hear it. Like, things are not going well. You think the manager's devoid of like ideas. You think he's rubbed out. You think maybe we won the league by a fluke. You're thinking all these things. But it's crazy because when we won the league and we was at the parade, big up all you guys that went to the parade. When we went to the parade, everybody was gassed. We was on top of the world. And I get it. Results haven't gone our way for a little while now, especially since we won the league, obviously. I know we kind of went on holiday and whatever, and then obviously we came back and we won the 5 games. We didn't play well, but we won 5 games in a row. And there was a lot of change at the club. What I'm saying is, yeah, why is it so easy for people to give up on Arnie Slot right now? But when we was winning, I didn't see a lot of Slot out. Now, people still might have said they're still not they're not too sure. But I don't think anybody was Slot out when we was winning the league. But because now we've had bad results, I just see everyone, well, not everyone, but I just see a big part of the fan base is like, nah, he's got to go. Say good enough. Like, rare. We're Liverpool. We have high standards. But I do think like we're running at the first sign of trouble. And that's not something that I want to associate with our club. Any sign of trouble, we just like, no, we just turn the other way and go, no, if that's our manager, no, I want him gone. Come on. If it gets worse, don't get twisted. I even asked Cal and Tom on Hassam's show earlier on today. I said, if we were to lose the next 2 games, that's a serious conversation. Do you get what I'm saying? It might be the maddest conversation. But we're not even there yet. Say we beat Frankfurt and say we beat Brentford. And we actually have good performances because he's changed something and tweaked something. What do we say then? You guys feel free to chime in.
Do you want me to go like deeper than football, or is it too much for a Monday show?
No, I'll say what you got to say.
And I'm not talking to anyone in particular here. If you think I'm talking to you, then maybe that's whatever it is. But I personally think that there's too much. We live in a world now, right, where everything is too like this. And I'm not trying to sound like an old head, but we are of a different generation to the YNs. That's what we call them now, right? Trying to keep up with this verbiage. Do you remember the days, boys? I want a new album. I've got to get on a train. I have to go to HMV or Virgin Megastores or Red Records, shout out South London crew, and you have to actually go in the store, buy the album, come home. I remember the journey home, looking at the inlay of the CD, seeing who's written what song with who's featuring, and gas to get home. That was the world I grew up in that gave me patience. What do you do now? YouTube, on my days, what's this song? Put your phone up. Tell me what this song is. Bang, straight, it's there on your phone. Everything's too instant now. Nobody's got patience. Nobody's willing to go the extra mile. Everything's now. So if Slot don't win the league every single season, whatever the season is, he don't win it. All right, it's not good enough. Liverpool should be winning every. Like, for me personally, I believe we're going through a transition. I don't think people are ready for it. I think a large portion of the fan base are not willing to have a season we don't win the league because we just won the league and they think that we have the best team. There are caveats to everything, in my opinion. Am I going to be livid? You all know me. If we don't win the league, of course I'm going to be upset. But to crash on a manager and have no understanding of what's going on and just be like, I told you weren't good, and start doing all of that. He's been a manager for 5 years at the professional level, and he's won the league twice and almost won it a third time, because I reckon if they hadn't shut down the league with AZ, he might have beat Ajax to that title. 3 title races and won 2 of them, yeah? In 5 years of management as a relatively young coach. Last season, he showed on numerous occasions he has good tactical adaptability, and he also knows how to change a game, because in the second half of a lot of games last year, he would figure out the opposition's manager and tactics. Second half, make changes, make subs, switch things up, we'd win the game in the end. And it would be because of what he foresaw. And now all of a sudden, because Liverpool aren't playing well, after a lot of change, and these aren't excuses, it's just excuses. I'm just giving you reasons. Let's have a grown-up conversation instead of just always talking about excuse. That's childish. I don't want that conversation today. I want a real conversation about what is going on. And there has been a lot of changes at Liverpool last summer and this summer. And I think Slot has dealt with both of them extremely well. Extremely well. Taking over, imagine the first 12 months of you lot's tenure in a job. You took over from a legend who everybody adored, who made that club what it was again, put us back on the perch. And then this year, you deal with the death, tragically, of one of your best players and of everybody's brother within the squad. On top of all the other changes, new training squad, he had his coach left, he's got to get a new coach. Do you know how much has happened in the last 12 to 18 months for Slot since he's been at Liverpool? And because we're going through a bad patch, everyone's just like, Slot ain't good enough. He's shit. Rare, get rid of him, Slot out. I'm sorry, boys. I think it is ludicrous to be questioning a manager at this point about whether he's good enough to be Liverpool manager. And I just think everybody's too now. Everybody wants now. And I understand it. I'm a part of this world now, right? It's easy. If I want something to eat, it'll only take 20 minutes and it'll be here. I just go on an app. I get it. Everything's instant. But we cannot let our kind of pride get in the way of understanding what is going on at Liverpool right now. And just give the man a bit more time. If we're still this crap at the end of the season, totally different conversation. But right now, 10 games in, come on. What are we doing? And that's just my opinion. I don't even want to go back and forward and argue with the chat about it and all that. That's just my take and my opinion after sitting back for 24 hours and just really deep in what might be going on at Liverpool right now, because it is a bit crazy. So that's my take.
For me, I just think Slot's getting the majority of his decisions wrong, and he's showing favouritism with something I criticised Klopp about. I think he's doing the same thing. I think the players aren't playing very well, obviously, as well. In terms of the people who are Slot out, even though I don't agree with it, I can't really crash out on them right now, if I'm going to be honest. They have their reasons why they're Slot out. I don't agree with it. It's not my stance, but I can't sit there and be like they're crazy or they're stupid to want Slot out. It's just not my opinion. It's the opinion of someone who may potentially see something sooner than what we see, or they may have been frustrated from last season. I think I explained my frustrations from, I'd say, around January time with how we were playing. I think we became really predictable. After we had secured the league, or even just before we secured the league, I made my concerns really felt in regards to, I don't want us to just ignore the rest of the games. I think you build momentum for the end of the season. You try new things, you try new tactics, you bring in new personnel, and you try and do all that stuff before the end of a season. And you try and get as many points on the board because it breeds a winning mentality. And I think, and look, maybe I'm looking at things a bit too deeply, but I think you go on holiday and you send the players on holiday after they win the league. I mean, holiday is meant to be for when the season finishes. If I complete my work early, I don't leave the job early. I still stay there until my shift is done. And we didn't do that last season. And
barring a few good results here and there in the second half of the season, on the whole, we were very stagnant in the second half of the season. First half of the season, I thought we were magnificent. And if I'm not mistaken, I went through the results, I think might have been with Tom and you today, Matt. In the first half of the season, we kept so many clean sheets, and I think we only conceded maybe 2 in one game against. In the first half of the season, I think we conceded 2 or more in 2
We
games.
went through the games. Yeah.
It was
We had more.
Arsenal away and PSV away.
Yeah.
And the PSV game, we could all sit there and go, yeah, we get it because we played a lot of the youth team players and a second string 11. The Arsenal game, Arsenal at the Emirates, yeah, 2-2, you take that in it. Second half of the season, though, you're conceding 2s and 3s, and you look at the Carabao Cup final, and you look at some of the games in the lead up to the Spurs game, you look at the Everton game, you look at some of the games, and look, there were cracks beginning to appear, but we all sat there and went, you know what? This isn't the perfect squad. We'll go again in the summer. We'll hopefully get back by the owners. We got back by the owners, and we brought in these players, but he's not utilizing these players well. Whether they've been misprofiled or not, if they've been misprofiled, that's one debate. But once they're here, it's your job as a coach, because that's what he is. He's a coach, to then coach the players to get the best out of them, to put them in the best situation possible for them to thrive. No one can sit here and tell me that Jordan Henderson was the most gifted of footballers. But one thing Jurgen Klopp did was put Henderson in a position whereby he was in the running for PFA Player of the Year. He won, if I'm not mistaken, Players Player of the Year or one of those awards. That's what a coach is meant to do. And Arne Slot has shown over his tenure that he's able to do that. You look at the players like Ryan Gravenberch, who he's taken to another level. You look at, in my opinion, Luis Diaz, who he took to another level. Mo Salah improved his performances from already fantastic career. But this notion that, for me, Slot can't be questioned, shouldn't be put under the microscope, I don't buy it. I think he should be put under the microscope, just like I think all the players should be put under the microscope. Am I saying Slot out? No, but I also can't sit here and give you an answer and be like, I don't know how long he gets. I don't want to see this happen till the end of the season. I'm not looking to give him until the end of the season if this is what's happening. And it's not just the fact of we're losing, it's the manner in which we're losing. That's a concern and a frustration for me. I'm looking at him making the same mistakes over and over and over again, playing the same players who are out of form over and over and over again. Those, to me, that's not unlucky. That's negligence. That's bad management. That's favoritism over form. And that's what I have an issue with. If you're a Liverpool manager, the thing that's meant to matter the most is what's on the front of the shirt, not what's on the back of the shirts. I don't care who wears number 11. I don't care who wears number 10. I don't care who wears number 4. If they're not playing well enough, they shouldn't be starting. I've seen Chiesa this season come off the bench, and virtually every time he's come off the bench, make an impact. I've seen him start games and make an impact, and he still can't get a start for love nor money. That's nothing to do with Chiesa. That's to do with the manager. I've seen Frimpong barely get any minutes this season at right back, a position in which he came in to replace a player who left at right back. I'm seeing a centre midfielder who's been our best centre midfielder overall. In fact, scrap that. He's been our best player overall this season. And instead of him playing in his rightful position, he's playing at right back, benching another right back and replacing another right back who hasn't been good enough either. I'm seeing a new left back who's come to the club, who is an up and down left back, a traditional left back, being asked to be part of the build-up play in the first phase. I'm looking at a McAllister who is not fit, not playing well, out of form, but starting every game. I'm looking at a Mo Salah who is starting every game despite offering very little to nothing. I'm looking at a Gakpo who, in my opinion, you pull to a side and go, you see that person who's running next to you, who's wearing red? Yeah, pass him the ball, because that's called an overlap, Cody. I'm looking at an Alexander Isak who still doesn't look fully fit, still looks off the pace, and he's starting over another striker who you brought in called Ekitike. Everyone knows how much I wanted Isak to sign for Liverpool Football Club. Everyone knows how much I rate Isak in terms of world standing as a striker. But right now, Ekitike is in better form than Alexander Isak. There is no reason why Alexander Isak should be starting ahead of Ekitike apart from his price tag. And if we're playing players based on their price tag, if that's the case, Frimpong should be starting ahead of Bradley. So there is a full contradiction going on with Jurgen Klopp at the moment. Then you look at the situation with Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz has been brought in as one of the most creative number 10s and goal scoring number 10s in world football. We are playing him on the left one game. Then we're playing him in a 10-1 game. He comes on yesterday and plays a part of a pivot in a 4-2-4. That is ludicrous management. Then you look at someone like Curtis Jones, who has been in better form than McAllister this season, and he cannot get a start. That's not fair. If I'm a squad player, I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, cool. So you've got your favourite. So no matter what I do, if I'm Curtis Jones, no matter what I do today against Man United, I can come off the bench and score a brace. I'm probably not starting the next game. But because I'm Scouse, I'm meant to deal with that. Because my name is Connor Bradley or Frimpong, I'm just meant to deal with the fact that a centre midfielder is taking my spot in the team. Arne Slot is getting mistake after mistake after mistake. So I can't sit here and crash out on anyone who's slot out and go, you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't agree with it, but you're not wrong at the moment because he's making mistakes. And in fact, he's not making mistakes. He's making calamitous mistakes that are costing us points in games. We were 5 points clear of Arsenal. We are now 4 points behind them, going into a horrible run, and they're in an easier run than we are. We sit here and crash out on Arsenal and go, they play 4 centre-backs and they play 3 DMs. Well, guess what? They keep clean sheets, right? They're keeping clean sheets. They're scoring more goals than the opposition. Is it pretty? No, but they're winning games. I tell you what, right now, I'd rather be 4 points ahead of Arsenal than 4 points behind them. So we're talking about a coach doing this and doing that. He's not coaching right now. So if he's not coaching, then he's not doing his job right now. So even though I believe he can turn it around, once again, I reiterate, I can't sit here and crash out on anyone who's slot out. And I can't sit here and lie to people and be like, I'm giving him the whole season if we're playing like this, because I won't. I won't do it. I gave Klopp the whole season because Klopp was here for 8 years. Klopp had to build a foundation. Klopp had to take a team that was 8th and languishing and not doing anything and make them into a giant. As much as I rate Slot for what he did last season, Slot had foundation built for him. Slot came into a stable structure, both behind the scenes and on the pitch. I don't think he came into a title-winning team. He made that happen. But bloody hell, the foundation was good. If I buy a house and all I got to do is paint the walls, then bloody hell, the foundation's good. Jurgen Klopp had to come, look at a site, build the house, and then decorate it. Yeah, smashed a couple windows on the way out, but also left us with some great furniture and stuff. Arne Slot didn't have to do a crazy amount of work to get here. So we can't sit here as well and be like, yeah, he's afforded all this grace. I'm sorry, he's not. Not with me, he's not. And I'm not going to sit here and say he was lucky either because he still had to win the Prem. But I can't do this whole, he gets 1 year, 2 years. Nah, not for me. Not when you've been afforded all these luxuries. Not when you've been afforded Isak, Ekatike, Verts. Nah, you win. And I'll be the first to say we're in transition. But you know what? I've seen Man United win trophies in transition. And I've seen Man City win a league in transition. There is no excuse. We must this season. If we don't win the league, it will be a catastrophic disappointment. If we finish outside the top 2, it will be horrific. There is no excuses this season. The only thing I'm saying is I'm not throwing up quads. That's the only thing I'm saying. But guaranteed, I need a Premier League and I need another domestic cup as well. Because you've been given enough to get those. So if you don't get those, you failed. And if you failed, we're going to have to look at your job. Simple as for me.
Yeah, you both said quite a lot. Let's quickly read out this because there's quite a lot of supers. I'll read them out now because they're all going to be relevant to what you both have just said. So, Bigger Ali, Matt seen Trent brother acting online. I have. I saw that video. I just like, what's he doing? Just some fake fan. Big up Jamrock. Is the Dubai story true? He ain't helping himself. Dubai story. You talking about him going to Dubai? You mean?
The rumors are that he went to Dubai during the international break, but I don't know if he's been confirmed or not.
Oh, yeah, so Brett. Okay, that's enough. I don't know, Jamrock. If someone can find it out, please let us know. Big up Soren. Big up. Slot is elite and will come good once we commit to the new system with Verts. Do you think we should be playing three at the back? Yeah, three at the back now. If we had gotten Guehi, you never walk alone. Cal, you're a big advocate for three at the back. Even without Guehi, you still think we should go three at the back right now, don't you?
I think we need to go three at the back to stop the bleeding. I think once we get other players in or players play themselves back into form, then we can switch between 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 and 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. But this whole notion of just one, again, here's the thing. We actually did change formation yesterday, but again, it was the wrong decision. It was the wrong utilization. So
yeah,
I'm not sitting there saying, oh, you change it and then crashing out when you change it. But like, Look, I hate to say this, and I'm no different from anyone of you two, and I'm no different from anyone in the chat. But we all saw the starting lineup yesterday, and we all sat there and went, "This ain't on." All three of us said that, and then Matt, if I'm not mistaken, you said, "But we got to support this team," which is right. But how is Liverpool fans who were sitting behind a laptop and a camera and a ring light or whatever light we've got able to see these things developing before our manager? That for me shouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
We all sat there and went, McAllister's starting again. We all sat there and said, Kiesa's on the bench again. Ekatike on the bench again.
No, but
How is this right?
But I said yesterday, the same people said Ibu should be dropped, and Ibu was our best player yesterday.
Yeah,
and
but
what's funny is, no, hindsight is saying McAllister shouldn't have started because he then played bad. Because if he played good, no one would think that. That's why everything is so you never know. Everything is always after the fact.
No, because it's
for
about
example, because I was trying to remember everything you said because there was one or two things but I didn't want to interrupt you. So the main thing that I remember, because I've forgotten a few things, you see the whole thing about like people saying people should start and he's having favourites, right? I'm not going to say certain people shouldn't be starting. That's not what I'm going to say. Chiesa, for an example, you lot know already. I've had arguments with you lot about whether Chiesa should even be here because Chiesa's my guy. I love the guy. I still think he's got all that quality. I don't think you lose that quality. And I think it was just fitness. And I love the fact that he stayed. But I'll be honest with you, from conversations I've had, things I've seen online, I think 75% of the fan base disagreed with me. They thought he was just a random squad player and he should have just gone. We should have just left him. He was on 150 grand a week. They think that's too much, blah, blah, blah. Now, the revisionism is he should be playing. If you didn't think he was good enough to be here, why all of a sudden now should he be playing over Salah?
Because perceptions can change, though.
No,
remember,
no one said he wasn't
no,
good
they
enough to be
can
here.
change, but that's why everything in football shouldn't be so on the nose. Because
no one said he wasn't good enough to be here, Drift. We all said.
I've had so many conversations with people online who've seen stuff, and they said he's not good enough to be at Liverpool.
Bro, that is maybe a small minority. The majority of Liverpool fans,
a lot, bro.
When Liverpool first signed
not good enough anymore.
Hold on, wait.
Gone.
When we first signed Chiesa, was the fan base not happy? We were just unhappy. We wanted more signings.
Bro, I'm not talking about you guys.
No, I'm talking about the rest of the fan base, though.
Yeah,
not about myself.
During this summer, the rhetoric towards Chiesa was his legs are gone. He's not good enough anymore. He's on 150 grand a week. Liverpool should get rid of him. And he's taken up a squad space. And I've had so many conversations and arguments in real life, online, whatever, where people trying to convince them, no, this guy's good enough. I don't think we should give up on him. I've even had conversations with our chat on our shows and people are like, no, if you're crazy still believing in Chiesa. I'm like, no, I do. I believe Chiesa is good enough. All of a sudden, now people want him to be playing. Those same people said he wasn't good enough.
The chat literally.
Hold on, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. If people want to act like they didn't say it, whatever. I'll give you another example. People think Gakpo should be dropped for Rio. Yeah, everyone was like, drop Gakpo for Rio. Rio is way better. Rio takes on his man. Rio's young. He's hungry. He's ready. Whatever. Everyone said all that. We started Rio against Southampton in the cup. He was terrible. Everybody always thinks they know right. And I'm not saying people can't have opinions, but everybody thinks they know right. And then when it doesn't go right, no one goes, oh, shit, rah. Because no one after that game was like, you know what, maybe Rio ain't ready, you know. But before that, everyone said drop Gakpo for Rio. So it's like everybody always thinks that they know who should play what's better. And we all have opinions, we do. But a 4-game run of defeats, even though it's really bad, it doesn't all of a sudden mean that the manager doesn't know what he's doing. Has he got to change things, tweak things? Yes. But everybody keeps talking in hindsight. If Chiesa had left in the summer, I guarantee you the majority of the fan base wouldn't have cared. I guarantee you the majority of the fan base wouldn't have cared.
All right, can I say something
now? He's the saviour. Play Chiesa. Like,
I'm just going to say one thing and that's it.
It's just confusing.
One thing. I'll tell you where I think you might be getting it confused, in my opinion. People like myself and others have said there's no point in Chiesa being here if the manager doesn't trust him. And that's a big difference. There's a very big difference.
Said that, but
hear me out. I've been so vocal, and people in the chat have agreed with me. They've gone, it's so true, Matt. There's no point having a player that the manager doesn't trust. I said, you might as well sell him. I said, if the manager's not going to utilize him, Because remember what I said? I've been so consistent from when we signed Chiesa. I said the manager don't trust him. Remember when I was talking about him
Yeah,
getting
no, but man, I'm
omitted
not
from the
talking
squad?
about you.
No,
I
no,
never said
you're not talking
you
about.
wanted him
No,
gone.
I know. You're not talking about me, but I'm saying there's people. I think
The
it's
majority
unfair
of
to
people were
generalize
fine
because
with
some people
Chiesa.
were agreeing with me. Not everyone was agreeing with what you're saying. I think it's fair to say there was a section. I wouldn't generalize it though, because that's like you saying everyone maybe but me and someone else. Like I think it's more to do with there was a section of fans that just don't rate him full stop, which is true. But there was also a section that rate him very highly, and there was also a section like myself that's like, bro, Chiesa still probably a good player, but we're never gonna see it because Slot don't trust him. So that's why I would say where your statement is. I personally would say it's not should
Chiesa didn't get
generalize in my
much
opinion.
backing. Chiesa
Do you know
didn't
what I
get
mean?
much backing from the fan base.
It's not a generalizing thing.
Chiesa's not getting any backing from the manager. That was the whole point in the summer. It's like, what is the point of keeping Chiesa when the manager doesn't play him or trust him? In regards to the Rio situation, I sat here and I said we should be signing another left winger, and people were saying we don't need another left winger because we've got Rio. You said that as well.
Exactly. So you're making my point. And then he played and he wasn't good because he's young. It's a grown man's game and he struggled to get in the game. And then it was like, oh, take a step back now, guys.
Oh, what, Southampton?
That might be why Rio doesn't play regularly because he's not quite ready. But everyone was like, drop Gakpo, play Rio. Drop Gakpo, play Rio. So what I'm saying is, it's very easy to think you know better. And then sometimes you see the evidence and it's like, oh, but nobody stands up and goes, I was wrong. I said Rio should be playing every week. I was wrong. Maybe he's not ready. Everyone hides, but then they're quick to point out when someone else makes it. It's like we all have ideas. We all have what we think should happen, whatever. Yes, that's what football is. But I don't think anybody truly, after this small amount of time, has the right to go, Slot's crap, he's not good enough. Get him out. What's this manager doing? That's just ludicrous. But again, that's just my opinion on the situation.
Drift, there's been certain times where you, me, and Matt have seen a player and gone, that player's sick. And the other two have gone, that player, I'm not really feeling that player. You did the same with Caicedo, Drift. You spotted Caicedo before me and Matt. I was like, no, Caicedo's the truth. And me and Matt were like, he's all right. Then I lost my mind when I thought we were about to sign him. There's also been players when we've sat there and gone, that player's a baller. And then a couple months later, we're going, that player ain't it. So why is it we can't do that with managers as well then?
We can do that with managers, but there needs to be a particular amount of time, though, bro. We can't be 2 months into a season
we've written players
from
off.
a
We've written players off.
champion and then go, shit ain't good enough.
Yeah, but we've seen players who played brilliant one season, and then you go, oh, they might have just had the purple patch. You know, maybe they're not that guy. People who are slot out might be looking at slot going, there were signs, but I've seen it now, and I'm seeing the evidence. Again, I'm not saying I'm one of those people. Drift, it wasn't that long ago you said Sobbo's on fraud watch, bro. And now you're saying Sobbo's one of the better players.
That was over a year ago.
But my point still stands, Drift. There wasn't that long ago where I was criticizing certain players and going, brother, wasn't that long ago where I was like, boy, I don't know if Gravenberch is the guy. Now look at me, brother. I've got to hold that.
But I never once said Szoboszlai should be sold or get rid of him, or I thought he was the shittest player in the world.
No, that's fair. But it's also different with the manager because the manager does hold a lot of the keys to success. If the manager isn't doing things right, we ain't going to win stuff.
But he already won stuff.
Yes, he's won stuff, but Drift. So because he's won stuff, it means he's just forever illuminated and immortalized. Not in my book.
No. It means that if there's a season where we transition and he's trying to figure things out, in my opinion, if you win the league, you've afforded yourself the chance to be able to correct whatever mistakes and figure things out. Can you win a league by fluke, boys? I just ask you.
No, I don't think.
No, because you need consistency, in my opinion, to win a league. You need.
So if you're good enough to win a league, then are you not good enough to be given a chance to turn things around?
You are. No, but so why does he get the whole season then?
But how much time determines?
Because just like, do you remember, I know you lot are good. This is crazy. Do you not remember after we won the league in 1920 and in 2021 when we had the defender crisis and then we lost 6 games in a row at home and it was like unheard of? Do you remember Klopp out? Do you remember people saying this manager is not good enough?
From a small section.
Yeah, it wasn't as loud as this. I think this is louder.
It was enough noise.
I think this is louder, you know.
Notice it.
It was
sorry, guys, just quickly. Sorry, guys, just quickly, because I don't want to. We've got quite a few supers. I was going to read out supers, then we'll get back into that conversation because it kind of goes into what we're. But yeah, there's a lot of supers. Big up the people that sent the supers. Yeah, big up Soren as well for that one. Big up West Coast. I refuse to believe that a manager who just Got in and won us the league. Can't fix this fairly soon. I have faith in Slot. That's exactly what you were saying. Drift. West Coast FC LA. Slot can't do this shit. Salah can't score in a yes. I won't say that. But you know what that is. You never walk alone 2.0. Look what happened to Man United and Ferguson. Hold tight. But again, that's them. We're not the same minute. So, but I get what you're trying to say though. Big up Part Life after Klopp interview today on Jota and how he explained how the boys and the coach have to deal with that. I can't even be mad. I can't be mad, man. It's just mad, man. It's just mad. No, what's that interview? Go and watch it.
Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, Stephen Bartlett. Yeah, Bartlett. Yeah, Bartlett. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to watching that.
Great interview for those people who haven't watched it. Trust me.
Have you seen it already?
I watched it first thing when it came out this morning, 8 o'clock. The whole thing.
Oh, raw.
Yeah, I wasn't messing about.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a watching bed at night time. When I saw 2.5 hours, I was like, I've got to watch that. Like,
I just watched it like straight away.
Okay.
Big at FM Talks. If we were on this losing run, but our performances have been great and we can see what he's trying to implement, then fairs. But his stubbornness, favoritism, lack of tactics need to be criticized. That's true. That needs to be criticized. I agree. That needs to be criticized.
And by the way, I never said you can't criticize him. I said saying he's a crap manager and he should leave is ludicrous. Of course, you can criticize. That's literally what sport is, right? It's a place where everybody can have opinions. So I'm not saying you can't criticize him. I'm not going all the way to the other side. I'm saying he's shit and he should leave and he's not good enough.
To be fair, saying his shit is criticism, but if you're saying leave, that's a bit. I mean, yeah, that's different. Yeah, saying you can say someone's a bit. I mean, it depends.
I'm not gonna lie, man. If you say somebody is shit, that is an extremely harsh judgment on someone. I'm not gonna lie. Imagine if anyone said to you, "You're shit at something."
Like, do they mean in the moment, or do they just mean like in general?
No, they just if they meant in the moment.
I guess they mean in the moment in it because like he won the league last year, so he can't have been. Do you get what I mean? That's why I'm kind of.
If we got to our destination and I turned around, I was like, "Oh, you are a shit driver. I'm never getting in a car with you again." That's a very harsh indictment.
But if you didn't say that last year, but you're only saying it this year, this is what I'm trying to say. How the voices have changed. So I don't know. We got Shawnee yesterday. I sent a super chat saying, "Slut out. I'm retracting this. I was angry. Big up, boys. Hashtag their smiles will be gone when we lift 21. I hear that, my bro. Listen, man. I hear it, bro. Because I even said as well. I think maybe in one of the shows before the game, I said if we lose to Man United, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And look, we got Mantis with success. Come a lot of Fly By Night fans. I've been here under Gillette and Hicks. Sorry. Now those were dark days, and I'm not slot out yet, but we need to change. Gomez for Kanate, Robbo for Kirkes, for example. We do need some change, but again. Some of them changes, I don't know. Yeah, definitely Kirkes.
Robbo, right, another player everybody said should go. Now they want him to play. That's true. There's a lot of hindsight going on. There's a lot of
there is. But Robbo's actually played well, whereas Kirkes hasn't. So that's understandable, though.
Oh no, of course.
Those things are understandable. Big at Camjo. 3 at the back will suit us. Wing backs, vert, centre forward. I hear that. Big at H, fans are getting fed up. Truth is, we've been draining to watch for the vast majority of 2025. Have we enjoyed 10 games? Starting Mac is plonker behavior. I agree, H. Starting McAllister is like a negative, bro. A net negative. Big up, you never walk alone 2.0. We need to focus on keeping clean sheets and build up wins. Yeah, agree. Because we've conceded. Is it in the last? How many have we conceded in the last 3 chat? I was reading it out. I'll put it on the screen quite a few times.
If I'm not mistaken, we've kept 1 clean sheet all season.
Bro, against Arsenal, innit? Big up.
2 then Burnley as well, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Big up Benjamin. Slot doesn't get the same grace as Klopp. Not crazy. Big up Emmy. Slot not careful can lose the locker room. He has to be careful. That's one thing I will say. Football's a fast-moving sport. Big up for LFC. I totally agree with every word Carl said. I'm not slot out, but I understand why some are. Got a low-key support City because only they can stop Arsenal. Big up Benjamin. Chiesa. I'm saying Chelsea. Chiesa is a fan favorite. He is. Big up Mantis. 15 goals conceded in all competitions already.
Yes, it's atrocious.
If I'm not mistaken, 12 are from set pieces, which I think means that is the issue, defending set pieces.
There's more issues, but that's one of the issues.
I
Alisson's
know,
been
but if
amazing,
we've only conceded 3 goals from open play, that wasn't a thing. Then
but
I
that
guess
doesn't tell the
it's
full
more
story.
set
We've got the best
pieces we got.
goalkeeper in the world. It doesn't tell the full story. Alisson in that Crystal
No, I'm
Palace
not
game
saying it
caused a
does. I'm
world.
just saying.
Mm.
No, but if that's the case, then that means that there's loads of things we can look at with other teams. And goalies made great saves. Like, we just got to break down the goals we have conceded, because you can't just keep going over about Alisson had to make that save. Donnarumma and Raya have to make loads of saves. Like, so we
Not
can't
as
do
many as
that part.
Alisson. Not as many as Alisson.
Donnarumma does.
As many
Donnarumma's
as
always making saves in games constantly. Man City
I've
aren't
never
great
seen
defensively.
I've never seen Donnarumma or Raya have a first
This is
half like
Man
Alisson
United,
did against
bro.
against Crystal Palace.
Over the last 12 months, Man City defensively have not been good, Cal.
But Donnarumma hasn't been there for 12 months.
No, but I'm saying, so go back to last season and this season. Man City's goalkeepers make a lot of saves. They have to. Man City aren't great defensively in the last 12 months.
But we're talking about right now, bro. This season. We're talking about this season.
Yeah. Whenever I watch City, Donnarumma's still got to make saves. Have you not been watching City?
But Alisson has been the reason why we haven't been losing games.
So's Donnarumma for City. Have you actually been watching City, bro? Donnarumma's been making some unbelievable saves in games, bro. Anyway.
Bigger Emmy. If you see the same formation and tactics on Wednesday, can't we now say slut out? Doing the same thing and expecting something different is insane. Big up.
Can I just ask a question on that one? And then I'll ask it so I don't forget it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
How do you implement a system and get the players to fully get it if you don't continue with it until the players get it? Everyone can answer that afterwards. Let's get for the soup, because I didn't want to forget. Because people keep saying, even though I understand people thinking, it's insanity to do the same thing and it doesn't work. At the same time, how do you implement a system? Because training doesn't count, because training don't have the intensity and the realism of a game. So how do you truly make a transition if you don't stick with it? But we'll talk about it afterwards.
Cool. Big up Microwave. Palmer. Frustration makes people say mad things. Slot ain't shit. Slot ain't shit. His tactical know-how helped us last season. He's just been frustrating this season because we can all see some mistakes which he is arrogantly ignoring. I agree with that. He is arrogantly ignoring some blatant things. Big up promo. Fans can't judge how other fans feel. Hashtag slot out.
No, they can't. But if you say it out loud, you can be critiqued for it the same way we can, because it's fair, right? We say things, we get lambasted when people don't agree. So I still think if people in the comments and people say things in general,
that's fair. It's an opinion.
Just because we can't see your face, don't mean we can't judge what you said.
It's an opinion. Know what I mean? Everyone's allowed their opinion. 100%. Big up Jax. Mancini, Ranieri, Pellegrini, Ancelotti, and more got sacked after winning the league. I hear that. That is true. That's 100% facts. Big up Marco Palmer again. We were knocked out by the best team in Europe on pens, which slot tactics took us to. He's just trying to do too much too fast, and some of it is needless. I agree with that as well. Big up Ash. 10 losses in the last 23. Ouch. Shambles. Big up Promo. I truly believe he can't turn it around. It's too stubborn. And the last 2. Big up Jamrock. Someone said 2 clean sheets in the last 17. Huh? Is it 2 in the last 17? Flipping hell. Big up Football Talk. Just play Ekatike, Isak with Verts behind them benchmark. Yeah, I've been calling for this diamond for a minute, but I don't think we're ever going to see it. Big up for LFC again. The support City comment might sound crazy, but I work with so many Arsenal fans. They put me off a team I used to kind of like because of Ian Wright. I hear that.
Foot, you ain't got to explain nothing to no one. We know why you want City to win the league, bro. Trust me.
Because Arsenal winning this league is, oh my. Bigger Emmy. Drift, the reason why I ask, because teams know how to attack us. It's frustrating because opposing players are calling it out. Cucurella and Matthias De Ligt. It's an indictment on Slot. That is true.
Can I elaborate on that super chat?
Yeah, of course you can, bro.
Last season, we played Man United away from home.
I knew you were going to say this.
Slot came out after the game, pitch side, and said, this is what Ten Hag's tactics are. This is what we implemented today, and that's why we rolled them at Old Trafford. We all sat there and laughed at Ten Hag and Man United fans and said, my manager just stripped your manager naked and told him to walk home. We all sat there and laughed at Ten Hag and Man United. I've seen Cucurella, who's not even a manager, and I've seen De Ligt now. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Palace come out and say something, or one of the Palace players or manager come out and say something after this as well? How is it I'm hearing after every single game, yeah, this is how Liverpool played, this is what we're going to do? Come on, man. That stinks.
Same thing was said about Wenger. He's a world-class manager.
I don't get what the point of that comment is.
Because people always used to say they know how to beat Arsenal and they know how to play against Arsenal. Sometimes when you're an elite manager, Ancelotti came out after the Champions League final and said exactly what Klopp was going to do. That's how I beat him. World-class managers sometimes have that about them where...
Ancelotti had to have a world-class performing goalkeeper to beat us that day.
Cal, did he or did he not sit there after the game and go, I knew exactly how to win this game?
No, he says he knows what we do well and where we could potentially get them. Drift,
Cal,
we played them off the park.
He said, I knew what tactics were, I knew what
so
they were
we didn't play them off
I knew
the park that day.
play.
Did we play them off the park that day, yes or no?
We were better than them, yeah.
Who
but
was man of the
Ancelotti
match?
still said it.
Who was man of the match that day?
Matt, am I lying or did Ancelotti not say
Who was man of the match?
I knew exactly what Klopp was going to do?
Who was man of the match in the Champions League final?
Bro,
we're
talking about
irrelevant.
Because we're talking about people saying they know what the other team are going to do. And Ancelotti stood there and said, I knew exactly what Klopp was going to do. He literally said that to us.
Did they play us off the park in that game?
We haven't been played off the park in
no, but you guys are wait. You guys are arguing, but you're both right though. You're both making.
Sorry, did we get played off the park against Crystal Palace? Yes or no?
They were better than us. They didn't play us off the park. They won the game in the last minute, Cal.
I'm trying
to. Why
to.
They played us off the park, Jeff. We got played off the park.
They were better than us, but they didn't play us off the park. They didn't play us off the park. I know we've been bad. I know we have been bad, bro. But nobody's played us off the park. There's been no game where we didn't feel like we were in the game still. And there's no game where we've just sat back and been like, wow, we're 3-0 down. What the fuck is going on here?
Just because they don't score a lot of goals doesn't mean you're not played off the park, bro.
Cal, being played off the park means you at least lose by 2 or 3 goals.
No,
you can't have a 1-goal margin and be played off the park with a goal in the last minute of most of the games.
Nah, Drift, you can be played, bro. You can be played off a park even in a 1-0, you know. You can, bro.
All right, even if you can get we haven't been played off the park. We've been rubbish, but we haven't been played off the park. Do you think in the 4 defeats we've been played off the park? Because we haven't been played off the park.
Against Galatasaray. I never said against Galatasaray. Palace were played off the park. Chelsea played off the park, and yesterday Man United went toe to toe with us. We didn't get played off the park yesterday.
I don't think was played.
But Palace and Chelsea played us off the park.
They were better than us, yes. I don't think we were played off the park.
I think Chelsea and Palace, we were kind of we were ran a little bit ragged. If
Chelsea don't even play good enough football to play us off the park.
What does that say about our football? When Newcastle beat us in the Carabao Cup final, did they play us off the park? Yes or no?
Yeah, they played us off the park.
That was a game. That was a 2-1.
Yeah, no, all right. So I said fair enough, maybe the score, but that game there, you can sit back and go, raw. Every facet of the game, we were just dominated. Chelsea and Crystal Palace didn't dominate us in every facet of the game.
How did they not?
Bro, the fact that we were in both games, the fact that we had multiple chances in both games and just didn't take them, because you do realize if we were taking our chances, we actually wouldn't have lost these games, even though we aren't playing well. You know, up front has been the issue. We haven't been taking our chances.
Hold on. If we took our chances, if Palace took their chances, it would have been 5-0 at half time. We can't play that game.
It wasn't that bad, bro. It wasn't that bad.
No, it was quite bad, you know, bro. I don't know if you remember. It was bad against Palace.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. 5-0. It wasn't
not 5, Drift, but they could have scored way more, you know.
They could have scored more than 2.
Drift, even yesterday, just quickly. See yesterday, guys, and I brought this on the screen on purpose here. You see yesterday. Do you know how many chances Man United could remember the Bruno Fernandes chance that they should have scored?
No. Man United, if we want to do the XG, Gakpo had more XG than Man United. Man United didn't have all these mad opportunities to score.
All right, they didn't have mad, but at that same time, the game could have been slightly different. It could have been 2-0 up. But you're right, because obviously we hit the post. I just want to ask this quick question, because people want to say that Slot, it's the players. We've heard a lot of this, it's the players. I haven't got my thing here, the whole thing where I do the tactical stuff, so I couldn't do that today. But I'm just going to use the cursor. I need someone to explain to me why this is like this. Explain to me someone the ideology behind this.
That's just you've seen that one. I've seen another one, which is probably even worse.
Because I've got the whole game right here, but I don't want us to get copyrighted. I put the
Mm.
speed to 0.25, but it's too half of I didn't have time today, so I do apologize, guys. But I saw this, yeah, and because I saw the clip, there's a clip going around at 30 minutes and 38, and I thought, you know, when you can just screenshot something and make something look bad. So I went even slightly further along by 4 seconds. This is madness to me. We're at home, and yet our midfielders are where?
The issue for me,
this is Soberslide, and this is Gravenberch, but no one's here.
the issue for me in this, because this is the other thing I was trying to figure out, like why is Slot doing this? Which I do criticize, by the way. I don't like the whole like way he's trying to do this. He's becoming way too obsessed with attack. That for me is where my concern and my criticism is of what Klopp's doing. Because personally, I think the easiest way to avoid that is you just stop Gravenberch from being able to go so far forward, and you tell McAllister or Jones, whoever's playing next to him, to tuck in a little bit and not be so adventurous as well. And then a lot of these issues don't happen. So I am confused as to why he's become so obsessed with attacking. But I don't know.
Someone said minute 9. All right, what are we looking for? Minute 9. So this is going to be hard to do without getting copyrighted. So that's why I've just got to skip like that.
One thing I do think that is going under the radar, or maybe not even going under the radar, but one thing that I do notice a bit is I think Slot's tactics are failing a lot to do with individual mistakes and the inability to use the ball well. Like, we've got ballers in our team, and for some reason, none of them are utilizing the ball well. Our passing has been dreadful this season. And and again, I know I argue with you, Matt, sometimes. I don't think Gravenberch is the best passer in the world. I know you rate his passing higher than mine, but I still know he's a way better passer than what he's showing. Wirtz is a world-class passer. Salah is a world-class passer. Who else is in our team in midfield? McAllister, top-level passer. Like, Soberslide, very good passer of the ball. I'm really confused why we're struggling to just utilize the ball well. Like, why are players who have got ample talent giving the ball away and making... What game was it we watched recently? And we started counting how many times we were giving the ball away. I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah,
I think it might have been the Chelsea game. And we were like, or the Galatasaray game. And it was like, why are we not even able... Like, do you remember there was a time when somebody kicked the ball out for a throw-in and it was like, wow, you couldn't even just make that pass. Like, even, for example, do you remember Ekitike got the cramp and while he was injured? He was literally 15 yards away and Soberslide kicked it out of play, and it was like, why aren't we able to even just
kicked it behind him and Ekitike stretched.
Yeah, like, why are we not even able to make 15-yard passes? These are things that I can't blame on tactics. I can't blame a 15-yard pass on tactics. It doesn't make any sense. There was a point yesterday when Cal lost his mind. I think Kanate was on the ball, or someone was on the ball, and Bradley was out wide, open. And instead of passing it to him, he turned into the middle and tried to make a narrow pass into danger where there was a cluster of players already. It was like, you know, the right back was just right there in space. It's like we're not making good decisions on the ball. And you can't blame a manager for that. That is an individual who's a professional who's just he's got to know better.
But Drift, just to go to what you're saying, if these players were able to do it last year, but they're not able to do it this year, is that the players or the manager? Because what that tells me, and it's not all the manager, but I say majority is the manager, because now you're asking the players to do something different. So you see, when you just said a minute ago, like, let's say Ibu had the ball, and normally last season would have given it to Bradley or Trent. Well, this year he's been told to do something different. And this is what I mean when I say maybe the manager is overcomplicating things, because he had something that worked last year. And now this year, he's trying to be really more expansive, but he's just overthought everything. And now it's just caused us bare problems, because we are so expansive to the point. See that picture that I showed earlier on? that if, say, like, I don't know, someone misplaced a pass just out of mad, they're running in on goal and we just look stupid. What I don't understand is this. We are too easy to get at. So even from a defensive point of view, we're too open. I'm not going to lie. Like, that wasn't our MO last year. It just really wasn't.
No,
Now
you're
we
right.
are wide open.
You're right, but I
The
think
issue-
I
the issue
think
with
it comes down
tactics
to
right
two
now-
things.
The issue
I
with
think
tactics
too
right
many
now-
players are being weak and losing their individual battles. Yesterday was a prime example. Everybody kept losing their individual battle. Like, everybody was being soft, everyone was being weak. Nobody was like, and I look, nobody knows anything for a fact, but I doubt very much that a top level coach at Premier League level will tell a player, don't pass to the man who's open, pass to the man who's under pressure. Nobody's saying to do that.
No, of
Like,
course not.
no manager would ever actually say do that. We all know football. Football is, if there's a man in space, he is a better person to pass the ball to a man who's marked. Like, there's no way Slot will be saying to players, oh yeah, do you know, you've got to play this way so much. Even if you see a man in space, still do this because this is what I want my tactics to be. I would be flabbergasted if that was the case. So I just think it's poor decision making.
Crazy. Here's my issue with the whole passing and stuff like that. I 100% agree in terms of players are misplacing passes and all those things. But the reason why, again, tactics have to take a place in the blame game, so to speak, is because you are meant to build a system whereby you're not constantly relying on individual brilliance. Gravenberch had the ball several times yesterday when we were playing 4-1-4-1. He looked up and he would look at a sea of white shirts because Man United players were standing in front of the midfielders who he should be passing the ball to, playing it short to, getting the ball back and then moving it onto the wide areas and then moving on to other players. That was a tactical instruction because not only did that happen once, it happened numerous times. We are then basically saying to Gravenberch, we need you to start playing eye of the needle passes, which is not his speciality. Ibu was forced to play a world-class through ball to Alexander Isak. That shouldn't be happening. Fantastic ball. Isak should have scored that. Didn't. But that shouldn't be Ibu's game. We shouldn't be relying on individual brilliance to have to get us up the pitch and for us to do things correctly. Again, misplaced pass and all that. That happens to every single team. Happens to the best teams in the world at
Not
every
as bad
level.
as we're doing though, bro.
Yes, because other teams have a better structure in which they're playing in, so they're guarded more. These players do not have a structure or a team whereby they are able to make mistakes and then not get absolutely, literally stripped naked because of it. We lose the ball and teams are in front of our goal in no time. It took us how long to break down that Man United team, and how quickly did they get a response and make it 2-1? It is so easy for these teams to score against us and so hard for us to score against them. We are looking, whenever we get the ball at the back, Virgil and Ibu pass the ball between each other for God knows how long. Whenever we've played teams this season, pop it is in the midfield, it's at the attack in no time. So not only do we have a system where we're not pressing properly, but we're also in a system whereby we do not know how to build up because Slot is asking players who don't have the capabilities to build up. If we want to play this system whereby we're asking the midfielders to play crazy passes or asking the fullbacks to do things, then we have the wrong personnel for what Slot wants to do. So if you've got the wrong personnel, one of two things has to happen. You have to get rid of the personnel and get new players in, or you change the system to suit and accommodate the personnel. He's doing neither. He can't do the first option at the moment because we're not in a transfer window, but you've got these players now. So I tell you what, you change the system and make it work for the players you've got. It's not a hard fix for Arne Slot. I'm not even sitting there saying Slot's going to go on a crazy run, or if he makes these changes, he goes on a crazy run. But we don't get opened up the way we're getting opened up. You change to accommodate the players you have. It's not rocket science. It's pathetic what's going on right now.
Just to add to that, Cal,
I agree with some of what you're saying, but I still believe that there are a lot of individuals making mistakes that you can't.
No, there is.
And do you know how many chances we've created in a lot of these games as well?
We have.
Our finishing has been dreadful. Like,
but this is
our
the thing: when you're in a
been
bad run,
absolutely dreadful.
All right, but let's just say your finish is dreadful. That doesn't mean to say you have to be terrible defensively. Now, just quickly, just want to big up the person.
I agree.
Big up Donald.
And other teams have had bare chances against us as well.
Yeah, that's true. Just quickly, guys. Donald wanted me to go to this bit here. I don't know how I got it perfect. Almost impossible. I did that, but anyway, 70-29. What's this?
That's a blanket over them. That's your
What
blanket.
kind of
over.
what kind? Do you know that's clusters, blood? What is that, bro?
So
What is that?
in regards to what? Us or them?
Them. Us.
Us.
Sorry. Look how many players are
Us.
in one area of the pitch.
In one, bruv. You know when they say, yeah, if you're playing 5 at the back, obviously, like try and make the pitch as big as possible. What is this?
So you lot think that that's what Slot's telling them to do?
Drift.
Who else could it be? They're not
I'm gonna
just
say
going into
this.
business for themselves.
Let's say the manager said don't do that.
Yeah, of course.
The manager
players, at this
should
point
be
of the game when we're going all out attack. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think sometimes the players go a bit rogue because they're just trying to make something happen.
Bro, this ain't rogue. This is stupidity. This is dumb. This is just plain dumb. Why would you all bunch together and think something's gonna happen? What I'm saying
The
is,
only way I
Drift,
would know this is tactical is if I saw Slot on the sideline and he was calm. But in this moment, he might have been shouting and being angry, going, "What are you lot doing?" Like, I don't know what he's doing. I can't
Drift,
see
what?
Slot.
But like you said, the players are intelligent enough. They're intelligent enough. This would never happen. I don't think the players are thinking, oh, if we all stand right next to each other, we're gonna get a goal. This looks like an instruction to me. I can't lie, bro. You know these players are good enough to not know to do that.
So why haven't the players
you would do that?
So why haven't the players said to Slot, "Right, this ain't working, bro"?
Bro, all I'm saying
they
is
haven't. They might have. They might not have.
all I'm saying is
Maybe they have. I don't know.
Should they have to say that to the manager? Is that what the manager's paid to do?
this shouldn't be happening. Like we shouldn't.
No,
be
but obviously when you get senior players, they can obviously have an opinion. A lot of managers do respect the opinion of their senior players, so you know.
No, of course, that is true. What I'm saying is that even if he was angry at this, like they should never be doing this. But something tells me, and I could be wrong. This is just me, maybe kind of speculating again. But the players would just not naturally bunch up together like that. Like just naturally, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
Who's on the right? Is there literally nobody over here on the right side of the pitch?
I think Salah's there, but I don't. I'm scared to play like the clip.
No. Just roll it forward like half a second or one. Like, is there any way for you to just go forward?
I can do
like
25.
Just double tap on this on the right hand side of the screen, Matt, and you'll be able to.
Yeah, no.
10 seconds. If you're Szoboszlai, you right there, what you want to do is be able to get the ball out your feet, look to your right hand side, and say, "All right, cool."
Get copyright. I'm gonna be pissed. This is going at 0.25.
Oh look, it looks like he's about to spray the ball out wide to hoops to somebody who. So
To
maybe
Salah.
tactically it is.
No, but someone.
If you make everybody
no, but
concentrate
Drift,
on that
Isak.
area,
No, hold on.
But
I
Isak,
can shut this down straight away. Shall I tell you why this makes no sense?
Yeah, go.
Because Szoboszlai is the one passing the ball to Salah. So then we're asking Salah to take on 2 players potentially here. Who's the right back that's overlapping Salah?
I don't know where the right back is. That's why
The
I
person
need
who
to
just
see
passed the
play
ball is the
together.
right back. The person who just passed the ball is the right back.
You know, let me just do.
Well, at this point, Szoboszlai was still playing right back.
Szoboszlai at this point is playing right back.
Oh, no, that's Verts out wide. It's not even Mo.
I'm trying to get there. Hold on.
I'm confused. Who was
I've
out
gone
wide
back in time.
moment.
Hold on, keep it on the timer. Oh shit, we need to get to 17:29. We need to go ahead. Hold on. 7:29. So Verts must have made his way over there
So it was
somehow.
Verts over there. So again,
No,
I don't
Verts
think this
made
is
his
great
way
tactics.
over there.
I
But
don't
he
think
should
this
have-
is great tactics, by the way. But what I'm saying is, if I was trying to figure out what the tactic would be if there was a tactic, maybe it was if everybody draws all the players to that side, it will leave the space on the right for a creative player, which will be Mo or Verts, to then be able to see if they can work some magic with a bit of space. I don't know if that was a tactic, if it was just the way the game was going or whatever. But if that player was right out there and oodles of space on his own, then maybe that was the point. If you hang back, everybody will go over there, and then there'll be a bit of space for you to maybe make something happen. I don't know. What did Verts do with it? I don't know. Did he cross it? I don't know. I you know what I mean? I'd actually need to go and watch the actual play happen to know. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, no, guys, listen, unfortunately, I've got to leave, but I kind of wanted to speak about it a bit more. But before I go, I'll say this, yeah. I'm never gonna tell someone what they should think or feel about the Arne Slot situation because everyone has their own individual opinion. But one thing I will say though is, if you can, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you can, get behind the manager. If you can't get behind the manager, then I also understand it as well. It's one of them things where you got to do what's best for you. By the end of the day, Liverpool Football Club are stronger when more people are pulling together in the same direction. When we all want the same thing. And that is just for Liverpool to get better and succeed in our mission this season. And that is still win a Prem. Are we fully out of a title race? I don't think we are. Personally, that's just me. A lot can change. We're not perfect. Neither is the team that's in first place. They're not perfect either. Do you get what I'm saying? And people can disagree with me. That's absolutely fine. I'm not really that bothered. But the point is, we're 4 points behind. We never should have been 4 points behind. Now we just have to fix up. If we fix up and we can put a run together, we're cooking. If we don't fix up, we're cooked. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen.
Here's what I'll say to that. I don't think we can win the league based on current form.
No, not on current form. No.
On current form, I don't think we can win the league.
No. I'm saying we've got to improve for that to happen.
But we're less points behind Arsenal than Arsenal were behind us 4 games ago. So if Arsenal fans thought it was over and then look what happened, football's a funny old game, innit? Football's a funny old game.
Couple of draws from Arsenal and a couple of wins from us.
All Arsenal have to do is draw 1 or 2 games and we put a 4 or 5 game run together. And then who knows? But again, current form, I agree with you, man. I don't think current form says we're in a
current
title
form.
race.
We can't do nothing.
Current form doesn't say we're in a title race.
Current form, we can't do anything. But listen, all I say is this though. Again, no, people, listen. I get it. If you want to be slow, I can't even be mad at you, like I said, because I understand the football's been dreadful and the results are absolutely shocking. And losing 4 games in a row is unheard of. I'll be real. But at the same time, though, that's the same manager that did win us the league. So just think about it, innit? Just think about what you're saying, and let's just hope that the manager could just fix this up, because we got a game in 2 days' time. We got Frankfurt, and then on Saturday we got Brentford. If we could, and again, people could say coping and whatever. It's not coping. It's just me being realistic. One of these 2 things is going to happen. We're either going to win those games or we're going to lose them. I don't think we draw. By the way, I just don't think the form we're in. We don't draw. We just won't draw. We
haven't had a draw this season, have we?
We're either going to win or lose. And I'm just hoping that the players fix up and the manager goes, do you know what? I'm doing too much here. I need to kind of revert back to type like I was doing last year. Florian, you're still going to be implemented. I still trust you. But in terms of what I want from our playing style, we are going back to last year. None of this, we just have no midfield and it's just freestyle football and inshallah crossing. I don't want to see that. And Cody Gakpo just cutting inside and we're hoping for a goal from Cody Gakpo or Mo cutting inside. I don't want to see that. I just don't. So,
sorry, just on what you were saying there, Matt. Do you honestly think if we revert back to our midfield from last season that this fixes everything?
No, when I say revert back, I'm talking about our patterns of play and what he was asking us to do, our build-up play. I'm not talking about
the. You can't do that without Trent.
No, but there was many times last season Trent wasn't there. Remember, Cal? Trent was injured, and we still won games without Trent.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying
Trent was one of our most injured players last year.
Games. But to say, and I hate to say it, there's no Diaz here doing a false 9. So if we're going to go back to the original midfield, we're missing Trent, who was our main creator, and then we're also missing Diaz. Now, granted, I think Ekitike could do what Diaz was doing in terms of the false 9 stuff. We also had a world-class, unbeatable, unshakable Mo Salah, which we haven't got right now. I genuinely believe if we go back and revert to type of last season with the midfield and just think that's going to fix it.
No, you're talking about personnel. I'm talking about ideology. Right now is playing for every Liverpool fan to see, Cal. We have no identity. I'm just talking about identity. I'm not talking about formation, because you're right. We can't do the same things. You want to know why? If we go back to the 4-2-4 press, which we're still doing from last year, you can't do that with 2 players that aren't great at pressing. And that's Salah, who just doesn't press, and Isak is not a great presser.
I'm gonna be real. Isak was our best presser of the ball yesterday.
That was yesterday. That's one game.
Bro, it was
in
still
general.
poor,
he's
though.
not. I would
still
him
poor. Him being the best, it doesn't say a lot because
I'll be real with you. I actually think he's a better presser of the ball than Salah and Gakpo. That's not even me saying Isak's good.
Nah, not Gakpo.
I don't think
he's better than Mo. He's better than Mo.
Definitely, everyone's better than Mo, bro.
Yeah, again, I'm not even saying this to say Isak's
and there's
good
not
at
even
pressing.
a lot in it. But I don't think
Gakpo's not good at pressing. Neither is Isak.
If you go back and watch
Isak's
the Newcastle, if you go back and watch Newcastle, Cal, it was Murphy and Gordon that did all of Isak's pressing. Isak's not a great presser, you know. Bro.
I'm not saying he's a great presser, but he's still better than Gakpo and Salah. So if he's not great, and
He's
Salah
not
and
better than
Gakpo
Gakpo.
are
I
worse.
don't think
Gakpo
he's
compensates when actually Gakpo will try and obviously because it's a winger's job, isn't it? Where you got to help the left back. It's the
But you know what
winger's
the
job.
problem is? All three of our forwards aren't good enough at pressing. That is the all three of them aren't
We haven't
good
got
enough
two
at pressing.
outstanding pressers. Last year, Soboslai Diaz. This year, Soboslai
And
Diaz.
Nunez. A lot of people sleep
No,
on how
but
good
I
Nunez was
only
at
didn't
pressing.
include Nunez because he wasn't starting
He
many
didn't- he
games.
And
wasn't a
Jota.
regular
Remember
start.
how good Jota is
No,
at
of
Yeah,
course.
but they weren't
No,
regular
but-
starters, Drew. So let's be real.
Listen,
Last
I think
season,
Jota
that's what I'm
was.
saying.
no, Jota wasn't. Jota got
No,
the
no,
rib
but-
injury.
Yeah,
Every time
the
Jota
main-
was fit, he played last season.
No, but Diaz was like the
When-
mainstay number
yeah,
9, though.
Diaz
That's what we're
was the
saying. So
main-
even we're not discrediting them. We're just saying.
No,
if
but what
we-
I'm just saying is we had all of our forwards apart from Mo, in my opinion, last season.
Yeah, that's true.
Nunez,
But the main,
Diaz or Jota are good at pressing.
But the
now
main
we've
front
lost
three-
all three of those. That's
But
what
the
I'm
main
saying.
front three was Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah. So even in that, Diaz was the
and
only good
Soboslai
presser.
because it's 4.
No, but Soboslai was in the 10 cow and he used to press.
But here's the
Soboslai
thing.
was 4.
People will sit there and say Wirtz can't press. Wirtz can press. He's not as aggressive as Szoboszlai. Wirtz can press. He cuts down angles. He cuts down and he wins the ball. He's just not
But
as
he doesn't
aggressive
have the
as
legs to
Szoboszlai.
get around like Sobo. That's the problem.
But that's the problem. We shouldn't have to have the legs to get around. The system should be there that allows these players to make up for their deficiencies.
But what system in modern
FTK
football
smart.
gives a 10 the freedom to be creative, but also demands that they are a super presser? Like I'm trying to just think, what team is there in the world that has a number 10 who's got to be just as good at creating as he is at pressing? Like,
Do you know
just
who's
let
good?
me
Do you know
if
who's actually
there
good?
is
Shall
one.
I give you a name? And you might call me crazy. Odegaard.
He's not creative, man. That's the whole
Huh?
problem. That's why they bought Eze.
No, but he's still a great presser. He's a number 10. He was playing number 10 for
he's
Arsenal.
good at pressing, but he's not great at creating. That's
All
what
right,
I'm saying.
No, but all right, but he's not great at creating last year, maybe. But if you look at Arsenal, hear me out. Just
For
quickly,
2
if you
years,
look
he's
at
been terrible at creating.
No, but hear me out. When Arsenal do their 4-4-2 press, he was seen as the creative hub.
No, but he wasn't great at
team.
it. That's the point I'm making.
But I'm still going to sit there and say, out of all the number 10s...
Kevin De Bruyne? Is he the last time there was a player who was great at pressing?
Do you not fully disagree that Odegaard's not a good presser?
No, I think
Odegaard's a good presser. I just don't think he's very creative.
But why do we want...
Fair enough.
Why do we want to build a system where our number 10 has to be an amazing presser of the ball?
No, but going off of what we were saying about, you were saying that Wirtz is a good presser. Even if he's not as good as Szoboszlai, he's still a very good presser. I think if you're going to get him doing all of that, then it does kind of take away from him being able to intelligently use his football knowledge to find space and be creative, because he's spending a lot of time chasing the ball.
That's what happened to Szoboszlai last season. I said this to everyone. That's what happened to Szoboszlai.
But he wasn't meant to be creative, Cal. That was the whole point in our 10 last year. He wasn't creative.
No, but all right. So here's a
Mo
simple.
was creative and Trent was creative.
Here's a simple fix then. Either Gakpo or Salah sits on the bench for Chiesa, who is a better presser than both of those guys.
We're reading off the same hymn sheet, 100%.
Chiesa,
Can I be honest with
we
you,
know
lot?
Chiesa should have been
Way
starting
better.
games, but
I'll
the
be honest
managers
with you,
don't
lot.
trust him.
way better presser than Salah.
You don't
and
trust
Gakpo.
him, though.
If we want to start slipping into the part where I will start criticizing Slot, because again, there's definitely criticism deserved. I dropped them both. And not because I don't think they're good players. I love Cody and Mo. They're not good enough for what we're trying to do.
Agreed.
Ekitike should be playing
Diamond.
left because he
No.
can press. And Chiesa
Diamond.
should be playing right because he can press. If
I'm
we
saying
played
Diamond.
Ekitike, Chiesa and Isak, I guarantee you will see way more defensive effort from our front players.
You would.
What
but
about this? Quickly, I've got to go, guys. I've got to go. What about this? Last thing I'm going to say.
And they can finish. It's not like those two players can't score goals.
Gravenberch at the base of the diamond. On the right of the diamond, Szoboszlai. Left of the diamond is Jones because McAllister's the stink out the joint. Top of the diamond, Wirtz. Isak, Ekitike up front. We move 4-1.
I'm not even mad at that. But you know what? If you're going to do that, then we need to make our fullbacks be flying fullbacks and actually do what they're good at.
Ping pong is what this is what he was bought for.
100%.
I'll tell you what. Shall I tell you why I don't?
You know,
think the
we'll play a
diamond
diamond. Conor Bradley will invert into the diamond. I'll leave you at that.
works. I'll tell you why I don't think the diamond works.
Yeah,
You see the person at the base of the diamond, they have to
Yeah.
be a master passer. And
Master passer.
Gravenberch isn't.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I don't think
they
so,
have
you
to
know.
be good. Not. I know what you're saying. They have to be like.
Name me any diamond you can think of, guys.
Cal,
where
I would
the
say
base
the
of the
flip
diamond has a
side,
bit.
Cal. I would say the defensive player needs to be more
Thing is, diamond is
minded
used.
than
No.
Gravenberch. I think you need a Mascherano or a
No.
or like a.
I'm telling you, lot underestimate Grav can do this job. You know.
Whenever
Gravenberch
someone
is great at interceptions. He's
Now,
great
for
at
now, I'm saying
interceptions.
for now, you're talking about in an ideal world, go and get me Wharton or something like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh,
No, but
what
would
I'm
you trust Wharton in one-on-one defensive? Because I
yes,
wouldn't.
of
no,
course I
but
would.
people, no, but
Why
why
would
when
you
people,
one-on-one
no, but
defensively?
people are doing the
Nah,
diamond and
nah.
thinking it's too simplistically, like if like the
Not
midfielder's
when
just
he's
gonna
on an
leave the
island,
guy
Cal.
by himself. It doesn't work like that. It's still
Bruv,
free
Water
midfield.
one-on-one defending is that guy. That's his thing.
You're just
And
consolidating the midfield, bro.
I wouldn't
I'm
trust
not.
Wharton in. I wouldn't trust Wharton on an island. I need it to be a Caicedo or like a
Guys,
Mascherano if he's
Guys,
getting left in an island on his own.
sorry, you know where diamond works because the 2 8s do most of the legwork.
yes.
Yeah,
No,
box to
so
box. Yeah.
yes, so you want that last player. The last player isn't just solely a defend. That last player is who's meant to get on the ball and spread the ball. When we played diamond, last time we played diamond was under Brendan Rodgers, right? When it was Gerrard at the base, Henderson on the right, and then either Joe Allen or Coutinho on the left, and then Sterling or Coutinho in the 10. That was the last time we successfully played the diamond, right? Who's at the base of the diamond, guys?
No, of course. That's one
Gerrard,
way of
a
playing the diamond, though.
bro. You have to have a conductor.
No, but
Bro,
Cal, he was also getting caught out a lot
we're looking at this-
defensively because
sorry,
he's
sorry,
not
yeah,
great
no.
in being left isolated in
No, he was
one-on-ones.
getting quite defensively, but because the defensive structure, we were so
Alright.
gung ho
You're gonna
that
make me do
Jordan
this.
Henderson and bloody flipping Allen and Coutinho couldn't get back enough.
Yeah,
I think two
You
things
have
can be
to
right
have
at the same
someone
time.
Whoever you have at the base has to be such a good passer of the ball that you just think we can play out of this.
I don't know,
Gravenberch
Cal,
ain't
because
Gravenberch
I
has
think
got
if you...
so much quality, but he doesn't have that quality. He does.
No,
You
I
see,
agree. I
you see,
agree
we
with
play
that.
the diamond right now with the midfield that Benitez had, for example. It'd be Alonso at the base, it'd be Mascherano one side and Gerrard the other side. You have to have an Alonso.
Nah,
Thiago would be
I would have
perfect for the
swapped
diamond.
them around, bro. I think your two box-to-box players, one of them is powerful at
But
running,
Alonso's
and
not
the
box
other
to
one
box.
is
So
more
if you're playing
creative.
Alonso, one of the sides of the diamonds, you're nullifying his game straight away.
No, but I don't think Alonso should play in a diamond.
Alonso should play at the base of a diamond. If I'm not mistaken, he did it at Bayern Munich. If I'm not mistaken, no.
Nah, he would have always had somebody.
I've got to go,
next to him, bro. He
guys,
was
but I just
never by
can't. I
himself.
can't leave right now. This is what I'm trying to explain to you.
I
Everyone
think
thinks
Gravenberch works better as one of the runners in the diamond.
no, hear me.
I
No,
agree.
no.
I'm saying we
Gravenberch,
don't
Not at the base. I think being one of the eights would.
I agree, Drift, but who plays at the base then?
Right
We
now,
We
don't
don't have
Graven-
one. We
right
don't
now,
have one.
no, but it's what I'm saying,
Endo,
guys.
I guess.
Guys. Right now, he is the best screener because even if you're talking about Endo, you need to talk about passing as well. And I think Gravenberch can cover more pitch. What I'm saying is, everyone seems to assume if you play diamond that this is going to happen. Everyone just assumes that he can't. That's not how a diamond works. Not only that, guys, it's called fluidity. You do realize in the diamond, Curtis Jones can tuck in and you can turn it into a 4-2-2. This is what I don't understand, guys. We're looking at it too simplistically. A diamond is just to consolidate when we're defending. But remember, you've got adaptations to change to a 4-2-2. This is what I was trying to explain to you guys, but you guys weren't letting me land. Don't think just because Gravenberch is here that the others aren't going to help him. Because remember, also in a diamond, guys, you consolidate to a 3 in the midfield and it becomes a 4-3-1-2. Do you guys understand what I'm saying now? It's not as just
Yeah.
it's
I
not
don't
just,
disagree
I
with
think
you,
when you
bro.
look at it on paper, I think even I was thinking maybe they're seeing it like this. Because what can happen is you think like this naturally, you just think like that, and you just think, what happens if this happens?
Matt, I don't disagree with the
Do you get what I'm
formation.
saying now?
No, I fully agree.
No, I
but
get you.
I'm a fan of the 4-4-2.
We're getting carved open through the middle. Carved.
Prime
at times.
example, AC Milan team. What was the diamond AC Milan?
Oh, no.
Pirlo at the base, Gattuso and Seedorf in the two wide areas or wider areas, Kaka in the 10. There's a reason Pirlo's at the base. Because he's the guy that passes and keeps the side ticking.
I understand that, but you
But
see,
Gattuso
you
was
can only
dropping so much.
this
Cal.
is thank you.
Like,
This is what I was
Pirlo
gonna say.
never on his own in an island.
Do you see Xabi
defending.
Alonso? You was talking about Xabi Alonso playing at the base of a pivot. Bro, I promise you, Xabi Alonso could have not have done that in the Premier League. He would have needed help. Hence why Mascherano was brought to help. Mascherano was the screener. So if this is Xabi Alonso, this is Mascherano protecting him at any cost. Basically, like in NFL, we got someone protecting the quarterback. That was Mascherano.
So if that's the case, you might as well go back to the pivot then, Matt, because we don't have a player that can do the role of Xabi Alonso.
What I'm saying is, whether it's a 4-2-2-2 or a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond, I do think because of the fluidity, we can change between those two whenever we've got the ball and when we haven't got the ball, in my opinion. I think it could work. Yeah, go on.
So, Matt, what we're really doing is we're having a conversation that's a very, very deep and a very uncomfortable conversation that our real problem at the moment could be Mo. Like, just having to play him because he's our star boy.
Yeah. What? All right. Who do you trust
'cause
more, guys, right now?
We could play a formation that allows Mo and Verts to be the 2 10s, like with 3 at the back.
Mo doesn't do enough running in a 4-2-2-2 to be one of those twos, Cal.
It's not a 4-2-2. It's not a 4-2-2. You play 3-4-2-1.
Oh, you want to go back to 3 at the back? Sorry.
Yeah, you have
the
wing.
Cal, what do you want to play again? Sorry.
So 3.
Yeah.
4. 2 10s and a striker.
You basically want to play like this, basically.
No. Put Isak. Oh yeah. Like that.
No, but I've just done it for play.
No,
yeah.
tuck them in even
Like that.
Yeah,
you gonna play like that, basically.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not a fan of that is because I don't like 4 at the back. But at this point, I'm not even mad at it.
Frimpong and Kirk as a wing backs that give you the width. Plus, they're quick enough and athletic enough to get back and help defend. Grav and Szoboszlai do the running and the screening. Mo's not having to get chalk on his boots and have to do too much running. Verts, we all know what he can do in that left inside 10 channel. And Isak or Ekatike is a striker.
Is this
Sorry, really quick. Even if you don't want to play Salah, you can play Verts as a lone 10 and you got Ekatike and Isak as a front 2.
So you can
Cal, tell Matt to put the people on the pitch you actually want so we can visually see it. Like,
yeah, so who's the back 3?
So it's Kanate, Virgil, and Robbo.
Oh, so you want Robbo and Kirkes playing at the same time?
Yes, in the same way Chelsea did it. In the same way Chelsea did it with Azpilicueta. In the same way that Man United do it with Mazraoui and Dalot or whoever.
No, I'm just surprised that you would even want Robbo in the back 3. That's all.
Yeah, because what happens there is when teams are attacking you, you can have Robbo go out and do the channel defending just like Ibu does. I don't want Virgil doing channel defending because I want Virgil to be able to be in the center of the pitch, watching and marshalling everything. Plus, Virgil's passing range would allow him to spray balls from the right hand to the right hand side and the left hand side diagonally. In the same way David Luiz did it for Chelsea. He's got the same passing range, in my opinion. Sobo and Grav have got the legs, they've got the energy, they've got the technique to do whatever they do in midfield, to do the up and down stuff. Frimpong and Kirkes. Frimpong, I don't need to speak about him at wing back. That's when we've seen him play his best football. Kirkes is naturally, in my opinion, a wing back. Then you've got Verts and Salah. Salah's not having to get up and down the pitch. And
so where would Salah be playing on the left of the 3? Yeah.
No, so on the right of the 3.
You want it like this, like almost. You want the Leverkusen formation, basically.
The Leverkusen formation. Or if we're gonna sit here like I'm saying and bench Salah, then drop Verts into the 10. And play Ekatike and Isak as a front 2 then.
Like this, basically.
Yeah.
You want this?
I prefer that than the 2 10s.
Either way. But there is no way the manager.
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm all for trying this formation. I'm all for trying right now. I'm all for trying any formation that's not 4-2-1, 4-2-3-1, bro. I'll be honest with you.
But again, it goes back to the question I asked before then. What do you do if you do have a style that you know will work, but it takes time? What do you do other than keep playing it until the players get used to it? Like what else can? Because we could try this and then lose 2 games trying to figure this out.
That's true.
Then what?
You're right.
What's everyone going to say then?
Shall I be real with you, Drift? If we tried a new formation and new tactics and lost, I could live with that rather than trying the same thing that's not working.
No, but Cal, would you really? Would you?
Yes.
You
but the manager's too stubborn, guys. I hate to say, I think the manager's too stubborn to even think about 3 at the back, let alone the diamond that I suggested of 4-2-2. I just think he's too. This is the reason why we're having the same result in the last 4 games, because he obviously, to be fair, he changed the formation yesterday to a 4-1-4-1. However, the ideology was still the same, which no one knows what it is.
But let me.
The ideology is no ideology.
Drift, I'm going to break it down as a very, very simple analogy. Let's say you had to get to work by 9 o'clock, but for the first 3 days of the week, you get up at 8:30 and you leave your house at 10:02, but you know it takes 20 minutes to get there, so you get there 10 minutes late, and your manager's annoyed with you, and he can prove that's what you've done. he'll be angry at you for that because you've done it 3 times in a row. If you then got up at 7:45, left out, but you faced some traffic or there was a diversion, and you explain this to your manager's not going to be upset with you for being late.
Conor Bradley doing this
because he's going to go, you know what, you tried something different.
Nah, he would, bro. He'll still be like, I don't care. You shouldn't have been late.
No, they'll have more of a.
I mean, I get what you're trying to say. He'd maybe give me a bit more grace. I get you, but then so let me ask you, look, this then. Because again, I'm just trying to look at it from all angles. When was the last time an elite or a top-level manager at a top club truly didn't stick to his guns? Because Guardiola went on a 13-game non-winning streak last season. Didn't change anything, really. Kept trying to play. That's the best manager in current football. Arsenal fans are angry at Arteta. Maybe not now they're top of the league, but all season they've been angry because he continues to keep playing a very similar style that they are like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? If you go back and you look at Klopp, when he was at Liverpool, even in the peak times, people are like, but Klopp just keeps playing the same way. Why don't he change? Why has he got favourites? Why does he always do this? Isn't it just obvious that top managers have a way of playing? They just do.
And what did we say about all those managers when they were getting it wrong? Change up.
But they've also had success as well. And it was like nobody was angry when the success was happening. People only criticize when it's not going right.
Yes, because when the success is happening, you don't need to. If you're winning, then you're winning.
Right, guys, sorry, I've got to go, guys. I've got to go.
But the same method got them success and failure, though, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They literally got success and failure with the same failure.
All right, it's like having a car drift. Your car could be brilliant.
Sorry, guys. Big up. Bless up, you guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Great conversation, people. Yeah, so make sure you stick with the guys and do this thing. You get me? Bless up, you, man. Bless up.
Yeah, big up.
So what I'm saying with that, Drift, is if you've got a car and it works for 5 years and then starts breaking down, you don't just go, oh yeah, well, the last 5 years it was working, so I just keep driving it. No, you get it fixed. If it don't get fixed, then you sell the car or you get rid of it. Same thing. The tactics are working up until a certain point, and then they stop working. You got to change things up.
No, but why? No, I agree with you. But Slot is at the beginning of trying to do that. Do you get what I mean? We were 2 years down the line, it wasn't working. I totally get you. But Slot is at the beginning. He's trying to implement something new now. And we just can't see it working because we haven't seen the fruits of it. Do you know what I mean? Because unfortunately for him, bro, and this is the thing when I'm saying about everybody's just like two, like once more. Now, even though I understand it, everybody else, we've had examples of them being able to do it. Arteta, Klopp, Ferguson, Wenger, everyone I can think of is a top-level manager. Bro, they had but right now you don't need to win because we're in a transition. Slot, unfortunately, came in and his transition year was so good, nobody wants to afford him the transition now when he should be given it. Do you get what I mean? Like, he should be allowed this season to be transitional because he didn't get that 2 years Klopp got, or that 2 years Fergie got, or that year Wenger. Do you get what I mean? Arteta got 4 years.
If that's the case, so why would you be upset then? Because you said you'd be upset if we don't win the league. So why would you be upset?
Because I'm a Liverpool fan and I always want Liverpool to be good. But I truly understand it, though. I'm not going to crash out on him and be like, get rid of this fucking man, he's not good enough. Rather, I'll just be disappointed like I am every year we don't win anything, bro. Because I'm a Liverpool fan. And even in my I don't have expectancy, but I have a love and a want. Do you know what I mean? I want to win things. I don't expect to win things. I think that becomes a bit entitled. But I want to win things. I'm a Liverpool fan.
You said at the beginning of the season, we're winning the league.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of last season, and everyone said they didn't believe me.
No, but that's an expectation. Why did you have that expectation of winning the league?
No, it wasn't an expectation. It was just what I felt we were good enough to do. I felt, because if we didn't win the league last year, I wouldn't have crashed out. I wouldn't have been like, oh my days, what the fuck?
No, we wouldn't have crashed out last year because we only signed one player and we had a team that had finished third previously. We just had a team that finished first and then strengthened in the summer.
Okay, so if I could say
to win the league.
Of course, that we have no idea if this is going to happen. But if I said to you, this season's going to be poor, yeah, and we're going to finish fourth, and we're going to have some rocky times. But while he's trying to implement what he's trying to do, we'll slowly. And then by the time we start next season, everything will be understood. And then we'll have a season like Klopp did after his horrible transition season, after we didn't defend the title. Because we nearly won the quad the following year after that.
But we didn't.
but we still got 2 out of the 4 trophies. So if I said to
Yeah,
you
we
we're going
didn't
to
get
win
the
2
same on the
trophies
Champions
next
League, bro.
season, I don't know which ones. It could be a Champions League, but we'll win 2 trophies next season based on giving him this year to figure it out. Would you be okay with this season being a figure out? Would you still be like, no, I'm not having it. We need to win. Boom.
I don't know, Drift, if I'm going to be honest.
Carabao Cup and the Premier League next season, but this year was going to be a rocky road. Would you be okay with that?
I don't know, because I could turn around and say, what if we go and get a new manager who plays a better style with these players and gets us a Premier and a Champions League? I don't know. I can only
This
deal with them now.
season?
No, I'm talking about next season. I can only deal with them now, but I'm sitting there telling you, Drift, I don't know if I can give him a whole season playing like this. I don't know.
No, not playing like this to figure it out.
But what is he trying to figure out?
He's just trying to get the players used to the way he wants them to now play.
How does he want them to? Bruv, there's no patterns.
He wants us to be, well, again, yeah, it is kind of hard to figure it out, but he's
there's-
way too
it's not
good of
hard
a
to figure
coach
out.
for
There's
me to believe
there's
that he
nothing to
don't have
figure
a
out,
way of
Drift.
playing.
What are the patterns?
Of course, we don't have any insight to any of that stuff. So, like, even
No,
when
but
we're playing
Drift,
well, we don't know what he's
we can watch
asking.
other
But
teams. We can watch other teams, and you say we don't have any in-depth or insight into that. Why is it Chelsea had Cucurella come out and the Lit come out and say, this is how Liverpool play, this is where we can hit them where it hurts? Cucurella said, yeah, we know Salah don't track back and we just double up on Bradley and deal with that.
But how did Chelsea play? I watch Chelsea quite a lot. I can't tell you what their patterns of play or what their style of play is.
Yeah, I don't care about Chelsea, but I care about Liverpool.
No, so what I'm saying is it doesn't, but they beat us. So what I'm saying is just because we can't see it doesn't mean the coach doesn't know what he's trying to do and what he's doing. It's
And
just
we
hard
think
to
Chelsea
figure
are
out
crap.
now because we can't tell. But I'm sure the players and the coach in the training ground have an idea what it is. They're just trying to figure it out and get it perfected. There's no way. So what, are we freestyling that?
Bruv, Gravenberch came out and said, I've been given more license to get forward. Your DM has been given license to go forward more. I'm going to repeat that again. Your defensive midfielder, whose first job is to make sure the defense is protected, especially the centre backs, has been told by the manager, yeah, go do your thing, brother. What's that?
More license to go forward doesn't mean do your thing. It just
more
means,
license.
It just
Brother,
means more license than last season.
I've watched Busquets for years. I watched Mascherano. I watched all the bad boy DMs. Never once have I heard a DM come out and go, my manager said I've got more license to go forward, you know.
But here's the caveat, though. But here's the caveat, though, bro. In the game that he told us that, we sat back and watched a masterclass from Gravenberch in that game, and we dominated Everton for most of the game. So in that game, it worked.
One game.
No, but what I'm saying is, it clearly is just going to take time. And I'm not saying I agree with it, by the way. But clearly, we watched the Everton game. We started well. We dominated them. Yeah, we had a little rocky patch. But, like, you know, I think that's just the season in general has been like that. But Everton and Atletico was our 2 best games right this season. And Gravenberch scored the goal, was brilliant in the match, got man in the match, if I'm not mistaken, or was one of the best players. And it was like, oh, okay. So I can kind of see... Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, but that game gave me an answer to maybe what Slot is trying. And again, I'm not saying I agree with it. He wants to be more attacking, more front-footed.
And Everton were better than us in the second half as well.
For about 15 minutes.
They were better than us in the second half, Drew.
Nah, for about 15 minutes, bro, of the game. Everton didn't have that much in that game. 15, 20 minutes of the game.
Second half.
And again, maybe that was just tiredness. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying Slot is way too good of a manager to not have a plan. And maybe the plan's taking longer to implement. And that's why we're getting frustrated. Will he change? Hopefully. But that's why I said, how long do you give a manager to implement tactics that he's trying to implement without worrying? Because normally, and I'll use us as an excuse, forget anyone else. We got Jurgen Klopp who came in, and in that first season, Jurgen Klopp, the style that he wanted to play or whatever, while it was taking long for the players to try and figure out, we had a couple brilliant games, but we also had some dreadful games. But there was no pressure on him because he was taken on from a team that wasn't expected to win the league. And by the
And he
time we
hadn't bought
got to
any.
the
And
point,
he
there was
hadn't bought any players
expectation.
either. He hadn't bought any players either.
No, I know, but even the few summers where he did bring in players, there still wasn't an expectation until he'd had 2 or 3 years with the club, and then we realised we've reached that point now, and now every fundamental is in the team, and everyone just knows exactly what they need to do, and Klopp's tactics are just being fit. That everyone knows what to do. Unfortunately for Slot, he hasn't been given that because everyone's like, "We've got to win the league, mate. You ain't got time to change nothing. We got to win the league." And like, I get it, but I also understand how frustrating that must be for him. He's trying to change the way the team play, but no one wants to give him the time to actually do it because you're going to lose some games while you're trying to figure it out.
Jurgen Klopp built a foundation. Slot didn't have to build no foundation. Bro.
Yeah, but bro, that's neither here nor there. He still wants to change things.
Though.
He wants to change things.
Okay,
he's got to be given time to change it, right?
But how long? Because
it's only been 4 games that we played badly in a 2-week period.
I'm not saying Slot out now, but I'm saying how long does he get then? How long does he get?
I would love to say that by the middle of November, we've clicked and the football's good.
And what if we haven't?
Well, then we'll have a conversation again at that point.
So that's what I'm saying. So people who are saying Slot out now, again, I don't agree with it, but maybe they've just lost patience quicker than what we've lost patience. But like doesn't mean they're crazy.
I think it makes you crazy, but you're allowed your opinion. But the only reason I'm saying something about it is because you've said it out loud. That's all I'm saying. Just the same way you and me get criticized when we say things out loud, in the comments, just because we can't see your face, if you say out loud, Slot out, I can question it. Because you said it out loud. You still allowed your opinion. You can't. But I'm allowed to question it because I think it's crazy.
But why do you think it's crazy?
Because to give up on a manager that just won us the league and showed that he's a good manager during that season, I don't understand it. Like, my brain can't even compute that you aren't willing to give a chance to a guy who's clearly proven he's good enough, because you can't win a league by fluke. And he had very good tactical switches last season that proved he's also good tactically. In fact, we sat here many times and as a group, as a community, agreed, wow, he might even be better than Klopp tactically. Fucking hell, like, he's doing things that we used to ask Klopp to do, like change this and do this. And now all of a sudden he's not good at that anymore because we lost some games. That it doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Do you think from January 2025 up until now, how would you give our rating out of 10 in terms of performances, results, everything from January to now?
I think you have to add the context. So I think January and February we were okay and we were playing good, but then I think March was when it got a bit techie. We lost the cup final, we went out to PSG and the players looked mad leggy. Then I think we got a second wind and then we started playing well again, and then we won the league, and then understandably everyone just went woo and relaxed. And then those last 4 games, yeah, it wasn't nice to watch, but I get it. We went to Dubai, we didn't care, we won the league.
I don't get it. I think I said it at the time, I still say it now. That's a massive mistake.
I can understand, bro. I get where you're coming from, but I also understand not wanting to pull a hamstring and be injured all summer when the league's won. Like, I get it. Do you get what I mean? So for me personally, I think it was March and then the 4 games after we won the league where it was a bit like, oh, what the hell's going on here? But January, February and April and then up to we won the league, I thought we was playing good football and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the majority of last season, to be honest with you. So
what would you give the rating from January to now out of 10?
Probably like a 6.5 or a 7.
I don't think that 6.5 is good enough.
But a lot of the work had been done as well, remember, because even you were saying yourself by about January, yeah, Arsenal were done in this title race. Like, we've just got to make sure we don't mess up. But like, maybe even the players could feel that. Like kind of, like, as long as we just, do you know what I mean? Like the first half of the season when we were incredible, that was like the pressure part of the season. And like, well, we put the gap between us and the rivals. And I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? I don't know. It's difficult. And the thing is, I've kind of forgotten a lot of last season because so much went on in the summer. Like, I'll be honest, I'd have to kind of like refresh my memory about last season because so much happened in the summer, especially with Jota and all the transfers, that I have kind of, forgotten.
I'll run through January. So January last year drew 2-2 with Man United and lost to Spurs. Then we beat Accrington Stanley, drew 1-1 with Nottingham Forest, beat Brentford, beat Lille, beat Ipswich, then lost to
In
PSV.
January.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We haven't been great this year.
No, see, so
January,
that's making me realise that I am forgetting last season a lot then, because I
yes,
thought that happened later in
that's
the
why I'm reading
season.
out the results. February, we won 2-0, beat Spurs 4-0 at Carabao, then went out to Plymouth, drew 2-2 with Everton, won 2-1 against Wolves, but that was a bad performance. 2-2 against Villa, beat Man City, which was probably our best performance of the new year. Then beat Newcastle 2-0, then lost to PSG. Then we beat Southampton, which again, a poor game. Then went out on penalties to PSG, then lost to Newcastle. That was in March. Beat Everton 1-0, lost to Fulham, beat West Ham 2-1. Weren't great that day either. Beat Leicester 1-0, weren't great. Spurs,
Hold on. We didn't lose this many games last season. What? You're saying a lot of losses here. We didn't
I
lose
just
a
said
lot
we
of
beat
games.
Leicester. I said we beat Leicester. We
No,
lost
but I'm
3-2 to
hearing you
Fulham.
say a lot of defeats.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
But we only lost 4 league games, didn't we?
Yeah, we had draws though as well.
No, but it feels like you're saying a lot of defeats. That's why I'm thinking, hold on a minute. This
Yeah,
form
because-
sounds like a team that didn't even win any games.
Because we went out in the FA Cup, lost in the Champions League, lost in the Carabao, and the Premier League losses.
Oh, so a lot of these you're saying are cup defeats. Okay, I thought we were just talking about in
No,
the league. Though. I thought we were just
it's a
literally
combination
talking
of
about
all
our
of them.
league
You can
form.
only lose once in the cup.
No, but
by
I
the
thought we were
stage.
just talking about our league form. I didn't think we were talking about all competition. I thought we were talking about the Premier League. Because in the Premier League, I was going to say, whoa, you're saying bare defeats. What's going on here? We up until the end of the season, didn't we only lose 2 games?
No, in the Prem, we lost 3, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we lost 4 games in the Prem, but 2 were after we'd secured the title. If didn't we only lose 4 games last season?
Yeah.
So that's
Then we
what
had
so you saying all that was like, hold on, wait, we only lost twice up until we won the league. How's all these? But okay, you're talking about all comps. Okay, well,
took
all comps obviously
2 points from the last 4 games, and then
all
before
comps
that,
obviously does make it seem a little bit worse, and I
no, but
understand that.
it's
I was
still
just talking
it's
about in the
still,
Premier League.
football though. But that's what I said. In terms of the calendar year, we haven't been great since in 2025. We've been average.
Yeah, including the cups, it don't sound great for real.
We've been average. So if anyone is saying, yeah, I'm slot out, and you're basing it on almost a calendar year, not a season, you're basing it on a calendar year, I can understand the frustration.
I don't know. I still find it crazy because we won the league, and that was all due to good management. So regardless of whether the results,
at the same time though, Drift.
not slot out. I don't think. I don't
No,
think
I've
two
never
things
said
can be
slot out,
right.
but I'm saying you can have a manager who is really good in securing us the league, but you can also look at a period and go, oh, he's not been good enough. 2025, we haven't been good enough as a team overall.
And maybe that was down to the fact that some of the players in the squad weren't quite good enough, which is why no one thought we could win the league in the first place. And maybe it was Slot's great coaching that got the most out of a squad that a lot of people didn't even think was good enough to do it.
But we can also sit here and go, yeah, he could have rotated more, which would have given us a better foundation in the later part of the season to work with.
Yeah, but he admitted that. He actually admitted that.
Exactly.
But that was
And
what
now,
happens with your first year in a country where there's no winter break. You're not used to it.
And hence why we all went,
yeah,
he should get it right this year.
But then we'd had so much change happen this season, which again, I was worried about. I was definitely worried about all this change, and I was told I'm being a party pooper.
The only person who left the club in the summer that we couldn't have prepared for, and when I say leave, unfortunately, is no longer with us. Full stop. And that is Diogo. Rest in peace. Everything else.
I still think that we should have kept Diaz.
No, I'm not saying who we should and shouldn't have kept, but we knew Diaz was leaving, so we planned for that.
I don't know, I think maybe that was kind of like, oh shit, okay, all right, you want to go? I don't think it was.
It was clear from the beginning of the window Diaz was out, bro. Like, come on now.
No, I don't think it was, but I think we were halfway through this. I think it was halfway through the window when it started to be like, okay, like
that's when it started to ramp up. We knew he's gone, bro. We all knew Diaz was going.
I'm sure Diaz at the beginning of the window said he was happy at Liverpool and all that stuff.
No, he said he loves Liverpool. He never said that he was staying or anything like that. We knew he was going.
Obviously, Trent leaving was nothing we could do about that either.
We knew Trent was leaving in March.
No, what I'm saying is like in terms of change to the first team, like there was nothing we could do about him leaving
Yeah, but that's cool.
because
But you
obviously
got Frimpong. Frimpong was signed before the end of the season, pretty much.
I know, but there's no player like Trent in the world, which is why we were so upset he was leaving.
Calm. You make a system that doesn't mean you rely on someone who was a world class talent. Then
That's why
he's
they
not
bought
getting it
Verts.
right, and you're not playing to his strengths, and you half the time not even playing him now.
But he's also been poor.
He
So
hasn't been
it's
poor.
like
He hasn't been
bro.
poor. He
He has,
hasn't
bro.
been poor, Drew.
He's been better than what people are trying to run a narrative on. I agree. But he's still
hasn't
been
been-
poor,
He
especially by
hasn't
his
been poor.
standards.
He
By
hasn't
his
been poor.
standards, come on, bro. He's definitely been
He
poor by
hasn't.
his standards.
Drift. We sit there and talk about ifs, buts, and maybes. Vert should be on about 5 or 6 assists right now.
So you think Verts is playing good?
No, I think he's playing average, but he's not been poor.
That's not good enough then. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not-
He's
no,
not
but you
playing
just-
crap like
But
he's
you just said
terrible.
he's
But
been poor.
compared to his standards, this is Florian Verts we're talking about.
Okay, but are we putting him in a system that's allowing him to thrive as well?
Well, considering he's been creating chances, like you said, I think the forwards have got a lot to answer for.
No, bro. Just because he's been creating chances doesn't mean the system's good for him. System's
No,
not
but as you
working
just
for him
said,
at
he
all.
should be on 5 assists. So then we've got to start looking at why aren't the forwards scoring.
Yeah, but exactly. So that constitutes to him not being poor. But that also doesn't mean the system is getting the best out of Verts either. It's not.
Well, if he's creating, then it doesn't mean the system is crap for him then. So again, it could be either, like, you got to look at it from both ways.
No, because you can still score goals in a crap system.
Yeah, but then that sounds like kind of like making an excuse for the positive.
It's not
Do you
making
get
it
what I mean?
super
Like,
positive.
if the system is allowing him to create chances other people are missing, then it still doesn't mean the system is terrible. But also, yeah, it doesn't mean it's great. So like you've got to find a balance in the middle. I think that Verts hasn't been very good, but I don't think he's been terrible. I agree. I just don't think he's been very good. I'm still watching him give the ball away, take too many touches. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm still watching things. I'm like, wow, Verts, man. Like, what the hell's that, bro? But I don't know. Two things can be right, like you said, but it's a weird one.
Let's up these supers. Shout out to Taji. He says, bro, you can train the system, but Slot has no system. Shimron says, everything Cal said has been evident this season, no ID. Namso says, Drift, we beat PSG, but got played off the park. In the first leg, we got played off the park. I wouldn't say we got played off the park in the second game.
No, we were the better team in the second leg.
I think we were the better team in the second half. In the first half, in the first 15 minutes, we were brilliant. Then PSG took over, and then in a 15-minute spell in the second half before Trent got injured, we were brilliant. But we didn't get played off the park in the second leg. The first game. Sorry, no, he's right then. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, Namso, we beat PSG, but got played off the park. Yeah, you're right, Namso. Sorry.
Yeah.
Taji says subbing an attacker after conceding late is wild.
But I would like to say, I did say, all right, you lot have got a point. You don't always have to lose by a massive scoreline to be played off the park. But I also do believe sometimes there can be an anomaly, and the exception isn't the rule. Normally, when you're played off the park, you do end up being battered. Yeah, there are some occasions, but we don't go with anomalies. We go with the majority. The majority of the time when you're played off the park, you do lose by like 2-goal or more margin. Yeah, there's the odd time, but like there's an exception to everything.
I don't think that is the exception. But I saw Spain beat Germany. What was in 2000? I want to say 2008. They played Germany off the park that day.
Yeah, but bro, you keep making exceptions. That's what I'm saying.
No,
These are exceptions.
If I can think of so many, they're not exceptions.
World-class Spain team. But if there's like 1 million football matches played every season, and then like there's like 50 where you can go look at that, then there's still way more where it's not that. Do you get what I mean? Like it's still exceptions rather than the rule. Do you get what I mean? Like
Gang and Deep, seeing a lot of Klopp in, slot out in terms of favorite. So it's Klopp in slot in terms of favoritism and being stubborn. I hope Slot doesn't resort to making changes when his hands are tied with injuries or if Champions League is in danger, like Jurgen Klopp. No Champions League equals Slot out. I hear that. You'll Never Walk Alone 2.0 says, in Jan, are you getting a CDM or a centre back? CDM for me is needed as we need a Fabinho next to Grav. I think that may allow Verts to play freely. Your thoughts? I'd still go for a centre back because I think you can play Sobo and Grav next to each other. Tell Grav to be a bit more disciplined, and Verts will still thrive. You can't play McAllister and Verts in the same midfield unless you have a monster DM. It will not work.
We actually need both. It's not even about one or the other, to be honest. We actually need both.
But out of the two, centre back's more important.
Yeah,
Virgil
for
Ibu are
numbers,
going to need
I
a rest,
agree.
and Gomez can't get a game for love nor money. Lauren, big up lads, big up yourself, Lauren. Hope you're well. I'd rather this happen in October than in March. We have a good team, and we have too good of a team not to sort this and go on a deep run. Arsenal and City will have their patches. We move everything to play for. Agree with that as well, Lauren. Agree with that as well.
Do you know what I'll be very interested to do is to go and look at what PSG's form was like from August to December last year, because I didn't pay enough attention, and actually see how many times they messed up during that time. I'm just curious, because the run they went on after the second half of the season was so incredible in comparison that like it was like, how did this turnaround even happen? So I'm not saying Liverpool can do that. I'm just intrigued. I'm actually going to go and try and see if I can see what the results were like.
The difference with
half.
PSG and Liverpool, though, is PSG, even if they didn't go on they have a crazy turnaround, they would have still won the league because the league is crap over there.
Yeah. No,
it's
but
more
I mean
the
in Champions League. Remember how bad they were in the Champions League
No,
in
I
the
hear
first
it.
half? They nearly went out. Like they had to win the last game or they were going out the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
AJ Knows Ball, big up yourself. AJ Knows Ball says, big up Kopish. I'm going to go from justice for Chiesa to hashtag free Chiesa if this idiot, excuse my language, don't start him. 38 isn't a deep lying playmaker. He needs help. Facts. Get it. I said it from the beginning. Get a DM next to Grav and you'll see the best of Gravenberch. Mantis, Mo not passing to Isak is a war crime. He was open. Facts. Mo not passing to other players. Do you know, it's Mo and Gakpo. Both of them just don't like passing, man. It's bloody annoying.
That's what's annoying me, cowards. Even though we're not playing really well, even if we take 50% of our chances yesterday, we win that game 4-2.
Pass the ball, man. It's long.
I watched back the highlights, Cal, and you know how angry it got me watching all the misses. See that Gakpo headed miss? But I actually punched the sofa. You know, when you're like during the game, I was like, I think I was just frazzled. But watching it back afterwards and remembering it and seeing the miss, bro, I can't even be that mad at him because he was the best player yesterday. But like,
he wasn't the best player. He was the best player.
It was definitely our best attacker.
Yeah,
he was our best attacker. Yeah,
he was. But what's the level?
Well, he hit the post. He hit the woodwork 3 times. He scored. He had that chance. Like, he was definitely the best.
Let me break down the 3 woodwork ones. Yeah, the first one where he hits the woodwork, he doesn't need to lash that with as much power. You can finesse that into the bottom corner. I'm not saying it's still not unlucky, but you don't have to lash that one. The second one, massively unlucky. Gets out of his feet really quickly, hits the post. Massively unlucky. And the third one's a deflected cross. It's a deflected cross.
I think both the times he hit the post is unlucky.
The first one,
he was on the edge of the box with the first one, bro. I don't think he lashed it. I think he put bend on it, and it just
he rasped it. His biggest strength is also his biggest weakness because everything he does, he wants to hit the ball with as much power as possible.
So you don't think he was unlucky with the first post, no?
No, there's an element of unluckiness to it. Obviously,
it's a brilliant strike for me. Man.
No, but he's hit with too much power. You have to know how much power you're hitting things with. Like, for example, an Isak in form, for me, he caresses that into the bottom corner.
I think both of them were unlucky. The one when it was a deflection, I get that. You can't really count that one in terms of like judging him. But I think both the other ones are just unlucky. I think he did well. And on another day, 2 inches more bang in off the post rather than back out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the one where he's in the box and quickly gets out of his feet and shoots. I have no issue with that one. That was unlucky. But every time I see him shoot, it's like he just holds circle down until it falls up the power.
No, but he was outside the box, right, for the first one. So you got to put power on it.
But not far enough outside the box where you got to put everything into it.
I don't know. I think
not everything into it.
But the headed miss,
yeah, that's criminal.
That's criminal. That headed miss was absolutely criminal.
Arjun says, "Call me crazy. I want Slot gone, even if he wins the Prem." That's a different conversation. I don't agree with that one.
Arjun, that follow-up's needed. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, what would be that means you just don't like him.
Shout out to Vitu with one of 2 super chats. So regarding 70 minutes and 29 seconds, United set up defensively well. We play short possession. There were bits in the half. We carved them in that fashion. We overloaded for that option, but have spare option for a wide threat. In the second, to Cal, Sobo inverting is not just to be a playmaker, but a safety net in case of a counter. If Sobo is wide where Verts was, we get blitz with a counter. If Verts is central, we're vulnerable if you lose the ball. No, I agree with that bit too. The problem I've got is, why is it those are the two players that are having to do that role? Why is Sobo having to do that? So if Sobo's the right back, then play at right back, because you wouldn't have Frimpong doing that. So if you don't trust both of your right backs, why have you got both your right backs? These are Slot's players. Slot brought in these players and then can't figure out a system to bring them into the fold. Makes zero sense to me. In fact, it's notoriously bad.
We'll never know though, because it could have been Edwards who wanted.
Come on, man! I'm not doing this whole.
No, bro. We honestly, if we give Edwards all the credit for the recruitment, we then can't go, oh, but Slot picked every player. We don't know, bro.
No, the recruitment, they get credit for the recruitment in terms of getting them over the line. So we're sitting there saying we don't know if these are Slot players now.
I'm going to be real. The way some of them are a bit Kirkes, for an example, I truly believe Kirkes was, Hughes has got a relationship with him. He was player of the left back of the season last year. I do not think Slot went, go get me Kirkes. I honestly, I don't, bro. I really don't. I think there might be a few where it's like, oh, was that Slot or was that Hughes? I don't know. I really don't know.
Big Les says still can't show face since last game. Dark. Yeah, I hear it.
I hear it.
Reds 2308 says, I am with Matt. Bring me the diamond now. I hear it. Don't agree, but I hear it. Vitu Cal, perfect. 4-3-4-1-2. Gomez is left centre back though. Robert is left centre back and left wing back. Bradley as right centre back depth. Bradley can defend, but he just can't go forward. Ibu Bradley frees Frimpong from a defensive responsibility. Sobo RCM for passing outlet. I agree. I'm good with that. Emmy says, Drift, we have played the same way since Jan. The only difference, Arsenal couldn't capitalize. Now teams have identified how we play. Change the system. Conte did. Slot system isn't working.
But Emmy, we're not playing the same this year as we played last year in terms of season. So I'm a little confused there. We're definitely playing differently now than we did last season.
Emmy goes on to say, everyone who says go back to previous season don't understand the massive change and can't go back. New ideas or he's getting sat. FSG will. The thing is, the new ideas he's implemented aren't working. He's just not getting it right at all. Emmy, has Verts been poor? Yes. Disagree with that. Has Isak? Yes. Agree with that. It's the system. Hugo plays well because he takes on himself and says F the instructions. He does, but that's also a hindrance. We saw that yesterday. He came off the bench and decided to take 2 30-yard or 2 25-yard shots when the better option was to pass. Official AMD speak. Big up yourself, says big up you, man. Bless you and your family. Same to you, my bro.
Yeah, big up AMD every time.
Also goes on to say, so it has to be careful not to develop a split in the squad due to too much favoritism. It creates a culture of injustice and resentment amid the players, leading to a lack of cohesiveness and disharmony. Facts. Absolutely.
I think that also depends though. When you've got great professionals like we have, I don't necessarily think you get that whole Chelsea Abramovich players versus manager and all that stuff. I don't know. We've got great character in our team. I can't imagine there being players in our squad right now that are just banging on FSG's door going, I get this man out, man. He's not doing this. And he's
not saying that now, but just because a player's not kicking up a fuss doesn't mean they won't feel resentment. Doesn't mean, bruv, Ekitike right now, I guarantee Ekitike, you can see by Ekitike's body language how he came on yesterday. He's pissed off.
Yeah, but bro, I think every footballer who's not being played should be annoyed. I think that should be what a professional footballer does. But it doesn't mean that they're going to start causing like, I don't like the manager and riffs. And do you get what I mean?
Yeah, he never said causing riffs and all that. There's going to be a lack of harmony. There will be a lack of harmony.
Yeah, but that's like say, so then we can't be annoyed when managers say they like small squads. Because that's a lot of the reason why managers like small squads, because then they don't have to worry about keeping all these players happy.
Then go and operate a small team then.
No, but, so what I'm saying is, so how does a manager have a big squad and keep everybody happy? Because you can't play everyone.
No, but Drift, it's about meritocracy. Drift, if we're both doing the same job and I'm doing a bad job, but every single day my manager goes, Cal, you're the man. You're the man. And then just looks at you and goes, oh, morning, Drift. Aren't you going to sit there after a couple months ago? But hold on, I'm doing a better job, but yet Cal's getting all the praise and Cal's doing a crap job.
Yeah, but in this instance, one of the players we're talking about was the best player on the planet last year.
Last year.
No,
by the way, but it's last year, bro. We're talking about now. It's last year.
but Mo Salah not being dropped.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about McAllister. I'm talking about McAllister, for example.
Well, again, he was our best midfielder last season.
Last season, he ain't now.
No, but so what I'm saying is, it's not as far as mediocrity is being rewarded, because the two players we're most frustrated with were two of our outstanding players last season.
Okay, so how long does Mac and Salah get in the team then?
I mean, I don't know what Slot's going to... Me, personally, I probably would have already rotated them. But I can't be mad at Slot for thinking these are great players. They're going to figure it out. Like, I can't be mad at that, because I get it, because they are ballers. Do you get what I mean? They're not random players. They're top-level players.
Is Chiesa not a baller?
Yeah, but and in a Liverpool shirt, as everyone so rightly told me, he's never proved himself.
No, he's never been given a chance to prove himself. There's a big difference there.
Again, I want Chiesa to play, so I'm not going to argue that. But
big difference.
But he's going up against player of the season and our best midfielder of the season. Do you get what I mean? It's like, it should have probably changed by now, but I can understand why Slot is thinking eventually Mo and McAllister are going to figure this out. They're top players. Do you get what I mean? Like, surely people can understand why he's thinking that's going to happen.
So how long do they get then?
In Slot size, I don't know. I don't know
the issue.
I don't know.
Because if that's
we'll have to wait and see. It could be for Frankfurt, bro. He might actually he has dropped Salah this season, if I'm not mistaken.
He rotated Salah, and Salah was straight back in the team.
No. What game is it when he didn't start Salah?
Galatasaray.
So he has done it for one game, and we didn't win the game without Mo still. So
so I need to see a bigger sample size, because we ain't won a bunch of games with Mo in the team now.
No, I agree. I would drop Mo. I would.
But Slot, shout out to Reform. Slot even said it was for rotation. He didn't drop Mo.
Well, he's never going to come out and say I drop Mo because he's crap. Come on, he's not allowed to say that.
No, but I'm not saying no. All he could have said is, I think Frimpong deserved to start today.
Yeah, but that and rotation are kind of saying the same thing.
His actions show his rotation, because he was back in the starting lineup for the next game and has been since.
Look, I would have dropped Salah. So
Salah and McAllister should have been dropped games ago.
I'm going to be honest with you. I do believe that those two playing is causing a lot of the issues. I do. But I don't think Isak should be playing at the moment. But again, I also look at it and I think about, if Isak wasn't playing, how many people would be angry that our star player's not playing? Do you get what I mean? Because it's easy in hindsight.
They wouldn't be angry if we were winning.
Like, imagine if... No, but what I'm saying is, yesterday's an example. If Ekitike starts that game and Ekitike plays, right? And the game still ends the way it does, but Isak's the one who only gets 15 minutes. I know there would have been a lot of people then that would have done the hindsight and gone, why didn't you play Isak? These are the games you bought Isak for. Like, everyone's going to find an angle to suit their argument. It's called confirmation bias. Do you get what I mean? Everybody will always find a way to... like, say, for example, Jones. Jones is another one, Cal. We're both in agreement, right? He should have played instead of McAllister yesterday. And I think a lot of people are. But Jones is one of the main people that everybody said is crap, he's not good enough, shouldn't even be in the squad. If Jones played and we didn't win, everybody would be like, but it's because Jones ain't good enough. Why have we got Jones playing in midfield? I've heard it before. Like, everyone will always find a way to find what they believe is right. It's called confirmation bias, bro. It just, we all do it. I'm not even like pointing, we all do it. Everybody does confirmation bias. Hindsight is a wonderful thing.
I hear it. All right. Last super of the day. Official ND Speak says, Drift, I hear you, but when players continue to view what they see as an injustice, professionalism begins to wane and resentment begins to take over.
It can, bro. It can. If it drags out, it happened with Oxlade-Chamberlain with Klopp that time. You could see he resented Klopp towards the end. So it can happen. It can. I remember he didn't even want to lift up the trophy, did he? I remember Ox was like so annoyed. He didn't even want to like when we're passing along, he didn't even want to like lift it up. It's like,
Can't
rah,
blame
boy.
him. Drift, you got anything coming up on your channel over the next couple of days?
Yes, I will be doing the Barcelona game tomorrow, guys, and then the Arsenal Atletico game. Let's go and watch the champions elect play in the Champions League. So yeah, tomorrow on Big Up, guys. Make sure you're there. 2 big games. Barcelona's they're just fun to watch in general right now, isn't it? So, although you know what, Cal, they do a lot of what we do now. They've just got a few better players, and they've been doing it for longer. They are so vulnerable defensively. It's crazy, bro. But because they're so good at attacking, they win more games than they lose. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Slot's trying to play the way Hansi Flick plays, because when people analyze Barca, they always say they're just way too open defensively and they get got at way too easy. So I don't
You
know.
can't play how Hansi Flick plays because we haven't got Rafinha in your mouth, so it's not going to work.
No, I know. Well, bro, I'm not gonna lie. We got Isak and Mo. You should be able to figure it out at some point, right?
And they've got Lewandowski as well, and they
He
play
don't
in
even
the
play at the
league.
moment, bro. It's Ferran Torres playing for
And they
Preston
play in
for
the
the
easier
front.
league. Like it's just
No, I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like that's what people say about Barca. They get got at too easy, and that's why they don't think they'll win the Champions League, because they defensively get got at very easy. I mean, their high line is outrageous, but you know sometimes they're all in the opposition's half. Like there's some games I'm watching, and even the centre backs are all in the opposition half.
yeah,
It's
that's us.
crazy.
That's what we do as well. It's just
I
like we
know, that's
don't.
what I mean. Maybe there's some similarities in the way Flick and Slot trying to play. I don't know, man, but.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, guys, make sure you check out Matt's channel tomorrow. I think he's doing the Arsenal Atletico Madrid as well. So make sure you check those out on Big Up as well. People, I'll be live over on Monty's channel in around 20 minutes as well. So I will catch you over there. It's been redirected over there as well. So do join us over there. We're back tomorrow, probably late morning, early afternoon for a Frankfurt preview as well. So make sure you join us for that. And then, yes, people, we will see what happens over the next 48 to 72 hours with Liverpool Football Club. And hopefully we can turn this around. Do smash the like button, please, people. We've had well over 1,000 of you in here for the majority of the stream. So please do that as well. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, okjersey.com, for football shirts and more. £15 for football shirts, and you get a further 8% discount with the code Kopish, Kopish, no hyphen. People, I would say it's been a fun one, but it hasn't been a fun one. It's been a show.
It's horrible.
It's
horrible.
Yeah, talking about the things that you don't want to speak about, but it's what happens sometimes. I want to say big up to each and every one of you. Bless up to all the people who contributed in the chat, whether it be super chat or not. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay blessed. We Kopish right, people. Take care.
Peace.